Okay, hopefully the volume is good. So this is Double Decline W. You might be wondering, why aren't you playing something new? Why aren't you trying RimWorld again like you said you would? Sometimes it's just mentally a lot less of a barrier to play something you're familiar with and you've played before. I don't know if it's a depression thing or if it's just a me thing, a bit of both or what. But you know, a lot of people I think know about GOS now, Genius Spheros. Relatively speaking, I think more people are probably sleeping on Double Decline. I've got less time in it than I do in GOS. GOS, I have fully completed the main game and the expansion. This game, I've beat the main game like 2 or 3 times, but I've never quite fully finished the expansion. Ellie, come on. Down, honey, you're gonna knock over things. Okay. I always get a bit burnt out by that point. But still, Asprey didn't finish his playthrough ages back because he was having issues with the game. Maybe issues with his PC, maybe a bit of both. But, I figure I'll play this between you and Echo. It'll be kind of a long-term thing. We'll see how far I really get with it, because it is a monster of a game. No, I don't want to change anything. I'm good. Okay, if you hit the mouse on the first screen, it does that. So I'm actually playing with the controller for once. These games have really weird key bindings by default otherwise, and I don't feel like changing it, so I'm actually just going to be a good boy and play the controller the way it's intended for once. For like the first time ever. So, as we go through the game, I'll talk about the translation and stuff here and there, which might be interesting to some. I translated this game for people who don't know, so hopefully I can provide some info that's somewhat new. The opening cutscene is an auto-scroll. I'll try to read along with it, but it's going to be kind of hard. It's decently quick, I think. It's so hot. Phew. I was bored, so I wanted to take an afternoon nap. But the only ones who could sleep in this heater are certain someone's pets. I will say, it sure is summer. Well, translating, I'm glad it's peaceful, but this heat and boredom are just too much. Oh well. Guess I'll go to the river and have a swim. The biggest problem with GOS and DoD were text crunch into bubbles. I think it was worse in DoD, actually. Hey, morning. Morning. Man, it sure is hot, huh? I know it's summer, but this heat could turn a man into a boiled egg. It sure could. But for me, this kind of summer, you know, it gives me that summer's here feeling I like. Plus, it's peaceful right now. We ought to be grateful. About that, I'm not so sure. Have you heard about Miss Kane? You know, from the temple school? Oh yeah, I heard about that. Nobody's seen her since 2 days ago, right? I'm also not a big fan of the font. Nobody knows where she's gone either. I hear she's even been absent for her classes at the temple school. And that doesn't sound like something Miss Kane would ever do. I wonder what's going on. Maybe she got spirited away or something. But, it's hard to talk about it right now, honestly. I'll get to it a bit. What's the matter, sister? So it's actually interesting. Ichida knew I have either of you seen Marasa? The decision to call Byakuran's sister here. Marasa? No, I haven't. Did something happen, Hishiri? Well, I haven't seen her since yesterday. She's not the type to go on outings without notifying someone first. I wonder just what this could be about. Maybe it's that thing everyone's been rumoring about lately. You know, how people have been getting spirited away. Like the movie. Hold on, has Marasa fallen victim too? Probably. So, she calls her Ane-san, I believe. Ryuko, which literally means sister, but is more like, Well, thing is, when UFO just had its demo coming out and people didn't know the story yet, dinner's done, people could kind of tell that each in her text, odd, was, I'm Eve, I've even brought her favorite, deep-fried, no-breading firefly, yet she is nowhere to be found for dinner time. Yet we stopped talking. This is most certainly odd. Could this be that thing everyone's been rumoring about? People could tell that she was talking about, like, some kind of, like, elder in an organization or some, like, woman that she respected by saying Ane-san. Apparently it's used in like the Yakuza for like female superiors too. Excuse me, has anyone seen my children? Can't say I have, sorry. It looks like a monkey on the right. He's got monkey hair. Wait, is this another spiriting away? Hey. Ain't this all... It all this looking kinda, you know, bad? From what I've heard, that Hitotama, Nobuo, and even Hieda no Akio got themselves spirited away. Yes, Nobuo, the famous Hachikuma ghost. This could be even more serious than that. I mean, it's not just people. Yeah, I heard the rumors too. About what happened to the Moria Shrine, up on the mountain. So yeah. Even though she doesn't literally mean sister here, I figured since... Huh? What? The whole Buddhist monk has, like... Why was the shrine gone? Kind of plays a close connection to the whole, like, nun thing as well, a little bit. It's vanished without even a trace. I went with sister. I ran it by the circle, and they were like, yeah, I think that's, like, a good middle ground, because it's hard to really convey it. Could this perhaps be... Oh, right. We're Lady Kanako and Lady Suako. So it's like a term of respect. Lady Kanako... Lady Suako... So yeah, a reminder for anyone who didn't play GOS, the main thing there is, yokai suddenly feel like shit. Just as I thought, they're not anywhere. I think it was yokai, right? Not humans? I looked all over for them. Yeah, but I couldn't even find one of them. Where could they have possibly gone? Lady Satori, Lady Koishi, Orin. Is the spiriting away in those rumors happening here in the underground too? But yeah, in this game it's kind of indiscriminate what's happening. Mistress, it's not spiriting away. In GOS, it's just feeling bad. Young mistress, but here it's spiriting away, just happening to anyone. Places too, things. Strange, I can't find either of them anywhere. Where in the world could they have gone? I hate auto-scrolling scenes like this. But it's synced with the music, it has to be like this, it's important. Excuse me, do you two know where the mistresses are right now? No, sorry, Mei-ling. I used a good deal with the opening and the trailer. I don't think I've seen them since this morning, come to think of it. Actually, I haven't seen Lady Patchouli or Sakura either. Not only are the mistresses nowhere to be found, but even Lady Patchouli and Sakura aren't anywhere in the mansion either. Ooh, hey, that's my drink, honey. Could this be that spiriting away thing? In that case, that means the highest authority in the mansion right now is... me? Mei-ling? Oh, no, what do I do? Me? The highest authority in the whole mansion. Oh. Who cares about that? I need to look for everyone. Alright, Avery, you are the biggest distraction, honey. Okay. God, what was I talking about just now? Before the Mei-ling scene distracted me. Hey. Not again. No, go on. Just jump right back up. Bullshit. This is the right place, ain't it? Where my house ought to be? Oh wait, come on now. The heck's going on here? Where'd my house go? Dude, where's my house? Not only do I have nowhere to eat and sleep, but now I can't study magic or return those books I've borrowed from Badgley. And second thought, I don't care about the books. So the game uses a fixed width font, which sacrifices looking good. I see. For terms of usability. I certainly hadn't expected her to be the only case. Ellie, no. Do not come over here. But it appears things have escalated further than I expected. Yukari, Lady Yukari. Chen. Welcome back, Chen. How did it go? Were you able to find her? I'm sorry, Lady Yukari. I couldn't find her. Talking about Rana. She was nowhere, Lady Yukari. I see. Nowhere. Spiriting away, Usually Yukari's thing. It looks like something's been going on without my knowledge. There's a little doubt in my mind that this is in... What? Chen? Well, what's going on? My body's fading, Lady Yukari. Is this the spiriting away? Okay, we're almost at the end now, thank God. Phew, this heat really is scorching. I've been going to the river every single day, but it only keeps me cool for so long. What river? I'm always drenched in sweat by the time I get home to the shrine. Oh well, guess I'll just cool off with some shaved ice inside the... So I used a heavily abridged version of the intro cutscene. Ahahaha. No way, right? That'd just be ridiculous, right? When did my eyes get so bad, I wonder? For the trailer. What? What's going on here? My shrine is gone. My home is gone. Why? Wait a second. Those rumors. Is this... But really? Oh, my precious break. I bleed in green. Spiriting away, huh? The only one who could do something this crazy is the idiot Yukari. I can't believe she'd go and cause one of these ridiculous incidents. Very well, I accept your challenge then. I suppose I'll resolve it then. Hakure Reimu, the incident resolution specialist, will resolve this spiriting away incident. Okay, I think the auto text is finally done. I can talk. DoD had really tight restrictions for all the text boxes. By the time I made it through the game, I had memorized exactly how much could go on each line. There's big and small text boxes. There's like surprised text boxes. It was awful. The only thing that made it possible is the fixed width font in the first place. The devs didn't have an auto line wrapping feature for it. They didn't want to make one, I don't think. This isn't something that was in my control, so I had to line wrap all the text manually. It was a nightmare. I think I had to line wrap the text everywhere else manually too, but it's been a couple of years. Yeah, I think I did. So I had like a document tracking like each part of the game and how much text could fit on each line, how many lines there were available. You know, because like in a round bubble, you have more space in the middle line than you do on the top and the middle, the top and the bottom. So there was like all this logistic stuff that went into this. It was such a pain. So anytime you're like, I feel like this could be worded a bit better, or something like that, or like this is very short. Know that I wrote the text first, and then crunched it down a lot of the time. It was really, really hard. Text crunch was a big, big problem in this game. And the thing is, with the not so appealing looking fixed width font, is fixed width meant that I could know exactly how many characters could fit on every line. If it hadn't been for that, I would have had to trial and error it. I would have had to write the lines, then go in game and see if they fit, modify them, see if they fit after the modifications. And I've done that for some other games before. But with something of this scale, it's not feasible. It's terrible, trust me. So, for a second, I'll talk about the characters. There's 4 playable characters in this game. They influence your party for the main game. Everyone meets up eventually. Spoilers. You'll get all the party members sooner or later. Mailing is essentially easy mode. Reimu is normal mode. I don't know why they're in this order. Byakuren is hard mode, and Yukari is explicitly lunatic mode. She is actually called lunatic mode by the game, I believe. Mailing, a warrior with good stats all around, lacks a field skill like the other protagonists, but comes equipped with a powerful accessory only she can use. So what Mailing's special hat does is it doubles your party's damage dealt and halves their damage taken. It is very explicitly an easy mode accessory. You don't have to use it. You get the option to use it if you play as Mailing. You don't get it as the other characters, to my knowledge. So technically, I guess if you want full item completion, I don't think this would count toward it, but I guess play Mailing. But, so, anyway. As far as story goes, you know, it's very much like an underdog story. The stories are generally the same, but the thing is, so Reimu and Yukari talk almost the same. So their cutscenes are very similar to each other. Mailing is a bit more polite than the others, and Byakuren has the most distinct writing style out of all of them. So Reimu's normal mode, cast with good vit, so that's like health and defensive stats. I think it's just defense, actually. I don't think it's health in Devil Decline. Can restore spell card uses with your field skill over downing foes, significantly aiding exploration. Her difficulty is very easy. Interesting that it says very easy for her. But yeah. She can just use her field skill to restore your spell card uses, which are like your strong in-battle attacks. And she's got like a full party heal that also cures status ailments. So that's super good. That's really good to have. Byakurin is a caster with good Dex. Dex is your status ailment and debuff affliction in this game. Probably also, I think it also influences how strong your buffs are too. DoD works like that. Her field skill helps you find chests and spell cards, and her spell card and last word raise enemy drop rates and EXP gain. Last word is legendary flying saucer, increases EXP and drop rate for that battle. So, she has a bit of a harder start. People say, I don't really think it's that bad, honestly, because she's got a little bit less brute force in her party and a bit more like tactics with debuffs and stuff. But honestly, she's not really that hard. She just doesn't have Reimu's convenience features like her spell card restoration, basically. I will be playing as Byakurin, by the way. I'll talk about why in a sec. And Yukari is lunatic mode, and all around with poor agility, but average stats otherwise, so she's slow but strong. Has a per chapter time limit. Time passes upon winning battles. Not recommended if it's your first time playing Devil of Decline. Her field skill lets her avoid battles too. Lets her just go invisible to enemies, I believe, or something like that. Or lets her sneak around them. It's something akin to that. And her last word reduces damage taken and nullifies conditions for a bit. That juggles evening. So you'd think by now I would have done a Yukari run because I played through the game a few times, but I haven't. I'm not really super interested. It's very much something you would need a guide for, or you would need a lot of knowledge for the game for. I know people have played Yukari, that's fine. I'm going to be playing as Byakurin. Because, in my opinion, Byakurin is, well, there is no canon protagonist to the game. Mei Ling is the closest thing you could maybe say there is because she's on the title screen, and the main theme of DoD is an arrange of Chinese tea, but there isn't really a canon protagonist. However, Byakurin has ties to the main story and the villains that the other characters don't. So you get just a tiny little bit more lore if you play as Byakurin, and she has like, I wouldn't really say a beef with them, but she has like a personal history with them, which I think is really interesting. And also, she's got like stuff that breaks up the grind a little bit. So I personally like Byakurin the most. She was by far the most interesting character to write for. She was the most distinct sounding of all of them. Because the thing is with DoD is pretty much every cutscene in the game, barring a few, has variations for all four parties. So I wouldn't say it's copy and paste. It's not to that extent. There were parts where I was literally copying and pasting lines where they were exactly the same in English and Japanese. Well, exactly the same in Japanese, therefore exactly the same in English. But there was definitely a lot of samey stuff. So Byakurin was a nice mix-up to the formula. Different characters react and like act differently in situations. Each party will kind of have like certain characters that fill the same roles, but Byakurin always breaks the mold a little bit more than the other characters. So I appreciate her for that, and I'm going to play her again. I don't care that I've done it before. I think I've played the game as everyone except Yukari before. Okay, anyway. Yes, it's the work of the Spiriting Away. So, looks like, oh, is this the Moria Shrine? I thought this would be at the Hakurei Shrine. I don't remember. I'd certainly never thought that the Moria Shrine would have already been taken. It seems neither of the gods we wanted to speak with are here either. Could they, too, have been? I don't know. Only one thing is certain, and that's our trip to ask for the opinion of Lady Kanako and Lady Suwako has gone up in smoke. Sister, Murasa has disappeared, the Spiriting Away has been happening, and now the Moria Shrine is gone. We've had quite a chain of events lately. These rapid-fire, unsettling occurrences. Do you see how strict these text bubbles are here? That I couldn't fit both those words on one line. I'm so happy that with Labyrinth of Touhou Tri, I get to work directly alongside 3Peso. And he has added features to the game to make it work better with the translation. He's made the like cutscene dialogue box at the bottom move upwards to make room for more lines when needed. He's added a scrolling feature to the character bios, because I wasn't fitting all that text in there. He's so great to work with. It's so different working with an in-development game. GOSV and DODW were essentially like ground-up remakes of the old versions. It's complicated, the whole situation, but basically they weren't really looking to change up how the game worked in any way. which, as much as I loved working with Hachikuma, the main guy was great to talk to. Learned a lot about how they make their games and their lore and stuff, and I'll be talking about some of that. As much as that was great, it was sometimes a bit frustrating not having the most convenient English environment in Hachikuma games. Do they point toward this being an incident, perhaps? If so, then... maybe this is why Nue left behind a letter and left the temple, too. Perhaps she sensed an unsettling presence? A letter? Huh? I didn't tell you? Oh yeah, there's a bug that they never fixed, where the music doesn't loop in these opening cutscenes. So... yeah. This game was extensively tested by multiple people, but there's stuff that they just didn't get around to fixing. Not my fault. I didn't tell you? My goodness, you most certainly didn't. That would explain why I haven't seen her around then. That idiot knew I went to search for the captain on her own, apparently. Could I see that letter, Ichiden? Certainly. Here you go, sis. My goodness, that foolish girl. Knew I can be so troublesome at times. She acts in her own interests and never relies on us for help. She's always been a wild one. Haha, you're certainly not wrong. But she's gone through some changes too. I suppose so. Thinking back on how Nue used to be, she would have never acted to help someone else like this. And it's all thanks to you, sis. Huh? Your open-minded, gentle heart is what changed Nue. If that's really the case, then this lowly monk has received quite the blessing. Hehe. Yeah. The game generally has some instability issues with crashing. From what I understand, Yukari has it the worst with her field skill. It might just be a memory leak. That's my theory. Just save often, I guess. Asprey was having crashes and he was playing as Mei-Ling, so I know it's not Yukari exclusive, so it's probably gonna happen to me too. I'll save as often as I can. However, Ichiden, you all are also to thank for Nue having changed. Huh? Why is that? From our beginning in the underground to where we've come now, you, Marasa, and the others have been by Nue's side the entire time. All of you are like family to her. Cut it out, sis. You're going to make me blush. Come on, we're not that close. She's nothing more than an old friend I'm still stuck with, that's all. Hehe. You don't believe me, do you? No, don't worry, Ichiden. I understand. Hehe. On the note of translation, in Japanese, if memory serves, Yukari and Byakuran have the same laugh, but Teehee didn't really fit Byakuran, so I went with Heehee for it. Specific loading zones that always crash our field skills up. Oof. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish I could have done more to get this stuff fixed. It got reported well ahead of time. But with both GOS and DoD, I didn't know when the game was going to release. And the Circle forgot to let me know that the game was going to release. I think their publisher kind of had more say in this than the actual devs did. So the game got released without some of the stuff fixed. I forget if they ever put up patches for anything after. There is even a cutscene for half the characters that is untranslated later on in the game. And they never provided me the text to translate for it. It was missing from the sheets, so... Oh yeah, I know. It's just one of those lingering regrets. There is something happening behind the scenes regarding Hachikuma's games right now. So they might eventually get updated. In addition, just like how we're family to Nue, she's also family to us. Let's go find Marasa and Nue, Ichiden. Got it, sis. Wait, so you really don't believe me? Huh? What? Oh, what's this feeling? Ichiden? What's happening? I don't know. Suddenly, my body just... Ichiden? Erg. Why isn't Unzan talking? I'm losing strength. What's happening to me right now? It's almost like my existence itself is disappearing. Disappearing. Could this be the spiriting away? No, perhaps it's early signs? I don't feel any sort of suspicious presence. What suddenly brought this about? Just what is this spiriting away? Sis. Oh, I'm sorry, Ichiden. I'll help you right away. Thank you, sis. I'm admittedly unsure what to do, though. I've never once encountered anything like this before. No solutions for this are coming to mind. Come on, there must be something. I've got it. I knew you would figure something out, sis. You've charmed me once again. How about I use the soul invigoration technique on you? All the characters have different solutions for this. Reimu just puts them in a yin-yang orb. Yukari puts them in a Magatama. And Mei-Ling puts them in this essentially Dragon Ball that she, I guess, got from Corindo. That never comes up in the story ever again. The soul invigoration technique? What kind of technique is that? It amplifies your soul, making your mind and body swell with power. It won't serve as the end-all solution to the problem, but it should restore some of your power for the time being. I see. Then please go ahead, sis. Very well. In some cases, there may be side effects, but you should be okay. Here I go, then. I'm ready. Wait, side effects? Correct. What kind of side effects? If the recipient's soul isn't mature enough, on very rare occasions, the amplification will be too much to handle and they'll become brain dead. But you should be able to handle it, Ichirin. Is that a no? Of course it is. Yes, of course. Very rare as such dangerous may be, I can't submit you to such a risky gamble. It appears the situation made me lose my head. Oh, I've never seen you lose your head before. You might also occasionally see there are some lines that seem like they'd be spoken lines, right? Instead of thought bubble lines. Or maybe vice versa. That is because some of these got caught, I think, and fixed, but there's no indication in the CSVs which kind it is. It's hard-coded into the game, so I was translating blind. In GUS, I actually had a debug menu where I could view any cutscene manually. DoD didn't have that. I had no options for DoD, basically, except to ask one of the testers, do you happen to have a save file right before this cutscene? And, you know, there was a lot. This game is massive, so I was just kind of shit out of luck. Hard project. But it was your concern for me that caused it. I suppose we're left with no other choice. I'll use my last resort. You have another method? Yes, right here. Your scroll? What are you going to do with your scroll? I'm going to make you possess it. Possess? Why wasn't the other option the last resort? I pondered this situation in my own way, and realized that your current state highly resembles a ghost's. I'm not at all versed in Onmyodo, but using the same principle spell cards are based on, if I can make you possess the scroll, which holds my power, then I think it should supply you with ample power to maintain your form. I see. In other words, yes, you'd be something akin to a Shikigami. This whole, like, ghost possessing spell cards thing never really comes up again. It's very much just written for the intro. So it felt a little bit bad to translate, but it's what they're saying. Great idea, sis. I knew you'd figure something out. Let's try it out right away. Very well. Oof. How do you feel, Ichirin? It's just as you anticipated, sis. I feel quite a bit better now, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Stay in there and recuperate then. Leave this to Byakuren. I'll go find everyone and resolve this incident. But sis, with the scroll helping you retain this much of my power, even if I'm unable to fight by your side, I expect I can still support you. I won't let you leave me out of this. Hehe. Very well, Ichirin. If you're heading out to resolve the incident, then we'll accompany you. The final boss party. Hello, Byakuren. You're Emilia from the Scarlet Devil Mansion, and Yuriko from Hakugyokuro as well, from the Tower of White Jade. We're here too. No longer the final boss party, we're the final boss and the stage 1 boss party. Also, Ichirin's here too. Oh, Regal and Letty. What are you all doing here? We too want to do something about this incident. We were passing by here while looking into things. As we passed by, we felt your presence, and it would certainly be of help to have the great magician of Hokkai's aid. So we stopped by to ask you for it, Byakuren. I see, so you want to resolve the incident as well. If you're willing to work together, then we would certainly be happy to have you as well. Certainly, but why is everyone here trying to resolve the incident? The incident is affecting not just Gensokyo, but the Netherworld too. As head of the Sagyoji household, tasked with managing the Netherworld, I've decided to investigate the spiriting away myself. Besides, I'm getting some sort of bad feeling about this. As for me, Flan and Sakuya were both spirited away, so I want to both find them and punish the culprit. I'll make them truly regret picking a fight with my mansion. I'm looking for me. Oh, like I'm looking for me and my bugs, like for the purpose of. Again, text crunch. I'm looking for me and my bugs. With all kinds of places in Gensokyo getting spirited away, my bugs are losing their homes, and I've been half spirited away myself too. What she said. I won't just put up with being erased by this nonsensical incident. Thankfully, Yuika and Remilia were able to save me, so I plan on settling this before I disappear for good. So everyone's a victim in their own way. Lady gets more dialogue in this game than she gets in any other fan game. So everyone's a victim in their own way. I understand now. Things are even more pressing for me, too. What do you mean? Summer is a depressing enough season as is. This scorching sunlight is stealing away what little stamina I still have. I'm totally drained. I'll disappear before anyone else can at this rate. You don't like summer? It's comfy for me and my bugs like it too. We don't like the cold. I'd rather be rid of winter if I had to pick. Huh? You must have some guts to badmouth winter in front of Lady Whiterock. What? Don't you dare. You'd be a bad person. I'm not a person. I'm a yokai. It's so cold. Now I've done it. I'm all out of stamina. Goodness, what are you two doing? Let's not pay any mind to those two buffoons. What's important here is this incident. What are your thoughts on a Byakuran? I think Lottie actually has more lines in Dawson than she has here. But of course, Dawson is a game all about the underdogs, and actually a lot of characters get weird amounts of focus in that game. What are your thoughts on a Byakuran? I've experienced so few of Gensokyo's incidents I can count them on one hand, so I don't really have much insight to offer, but if I were to say what spiriting away brings to mind, it would be that I've heard Yakumo Yukari has an association with it. Keep in mind, this game takes place between Taha 12 and 13. There's no elements from Taha 13 in here, which is kind of unfortunate. Because GOS took place in the same time period. It also has, like, the same character range, 6 through 12. Technically, I guess it goes up through double spoiler because Hatate's in this game. So, okay. But I'm rounding down. We don't go to 13. We don't talk about 13 in Hachikuma games. Yakumo Yukari. I think I've heard that as well, come to think of it. Yukari certainly does sound like a plausible culprit. Do you really think so? I have to disagree myself. Yuiko? In regards to the act of spiriting away, it can threaten its victims' very existence and representation. Whether we're talking people or objects, spiriting away is a very dangerous act that's taboo for yokai. I don't claim to know the full truth, but when I think about the misunderstanding such a taboo action can cause, coming from someone who knows Yukari very well, and also factoring in her role as a yokai sage, I can't see her doing this. I guess so. That makes sense from the perspective of a yokai. However, if that's really true, it makes this incident all the more mysterious. But just who else would cause an incident like this? And this faint presence hanging about Gensokyo. Yeah, I wonder why it's a thing. It's not just a Hachikuma thing, I guess. It feels familiar. Who knows? It could be Yukari, it could be someone else. In the end, if we want to know, we'll have to go find out ourselves. Agreed. Let's go search every last inch of Gensokyo. Yes, let's. So with all that settled, let's head out and resolve this spiriting away incident. Okay, finally the game can begin a little bit. We're still in the prologue, though. Okay. Save the game. That does save. I think that makes an autosave. Yeah, that's how it works in this game, yeah. Okay. So I'll talk about mechanics and stuff as we go. It's kind of nice playing on controller for once. Not having to use weird button combinations. So how do you... Oh, okay, there it is. So you can just do that whenever you want with Byakuran, and it senses chests on the screen. I think it'll just count them for you. Okay. So I'm using a Switch controller instead of like an Xbox one. So these buttons are off for me, but it's fine. Okay, so you've got weapon attacks, you've got your Shikigami. They have their own attacks, skills, whatever. And then you have a spell card too. The spell cards are actually something new to Double Decline W. They didn't used to exist. Which is shocking. Because they fit into the game pretty well. It's kind of hard to believe that like something this basic wasn't there. But they're a thing now. So let's each of them have Fist Smash, Physical, and Heat Hand. Okay. But you only have so many uses of this, so you see that use is left 1 there. So you can recharge those, I believe, at save points. Wriggle has Sleep. Okay. Doesn't do any damage, so I'll pass. Letty is like a bit more practical. She's just a cold type Shikigami, or water, I guess, in this game. And Yuko has an actual attack, so dark damage and defense down. Okay. Defense and magic defense down. Okay. So, I have not played Romancing Saga myself, but this game uses a lot of Romancing Saga mechanics, from what I understand. GOS does too, I think. I mean, both the games have the land gauge, as you can see up in the upper right. But what DoD does that GOS doesn't is different kinds of character growth. So each of your characters have affinities. These are purely offensive affinities, not defensive, with each type of physical weapon and each type of magical element as well. So essentially just all the different elements in the game. Treasures of Kubera. Yep, already know. So I'll go over this a bit more in detail, and I'll kind of show it off in the menu the first time it levels up for a character. But the game's elements are Slash, Strike, and Stab. And yes, I translated them that way on purpose, so they would all start with S. Even though I think a lot of people would probably translate Stab as Pierce. I wanted to do it like this. I thought it sounded nice. I thought it kept things nice and uniform, so sue me. But yeah, those are the 3 physical elements. And for magic, you have fire, water. I think is it thunder or air in this game? It's probably thunder or elec. And you have earth or ground or whatever it's called in this game. Sorry, I have like Labyrinth of Toho brain, and it's different in there. Oops. Okay, yeah, you can manually save as well. Alright. Okay. Anyway, let's see here. I gotta refresh myself with... Well, I say refresh with the controls. I've never played it on controller before. But you can see up there. Slash, Stab, Strike. Fire, Water, Earth, Thunder. So fire and water are opposites, earth and thunder opposites, light and dark are opposites. Mystic is just the neutral magic element. There's also like a non-elemental damage type, but you can't get mastery with it. So there's that too. Not many things interact with it. I think there's like 1 or 2 Shikigami that might give you some protection against it, but it's generally... They didn't want to give it a name. So I think it's just called non-elemental, but I could be wrong on that, I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see up there. As you attack with that in battle, as you use it more through either Shikigami or your physical attacks, your affinity with it will go up, and so will your damage. And it highlights them too, like this. Yep, so it says that heavier armor will impact your turn order. It means that it'll increase your weight there. So you can see that. It's not just like an invisible thing or something like that. It's good. So, I don't believe any character has, like, different scaling for their affinities. Like, Yomu, to my knowledge, unless there's something in the game that it doesn't tell you that I haven't heard about, could train spears just as quickly as she could train swords. You know, you could make Yomu into a strike attacker who bonks things with hammers instead of hitting them with, like, dual blades or whatever. So the game's kind of funny like that. In addition, dual blades aren't really a thing in this game. Unlike GOS, where every character has their own unique weapons, and there are also, like, shared weapons that anyone can use, this game just has all the shared weapons. Every character starts with a unique weapon, but it sucks. And it's nothing special in any way. I guess they, probably like an asset thing, I don't know. It would have been more animations if characters had their own unique weapons and their animations for them. It's enough assets because, like, Hachikuma's games are one of those rare games where you can see the weapons in the battle. So you see, like, the weapons they're holding there. Those change depending on what they're equipped with. So that's already a lot of assets to make. Which I think is why they went with the different graphics style for DoD than they did for GOS. Because it was easier to scale up, I believe, is what they said, something like that. I think that came up in the interview that I did with them once. So yeah. Characters in DoD are more of a blank slate than in GOS, which is a big part of why I much prefer GOS. Fights in this game are less like puzzle fights. The only thing that sets Rumelia apart from Yuriko is her raw stats. Technically her species, I think, is a thing. Not too important, because not too many things interact with that, but it's a thing. And her spell cards / last word. Or last spell, or whichever it is in this game, I'm not sure offhand. Because you can swap around Shikigami however you want. If you put enough magic Shikigami on Rumelia, she could be a magic attacker. You can make Yuriko into a physical attacker if you put enough physical Shikigami onto her. She might not be as good at it, but you could do it. So you can see there, their ability with those types of rows. So I'm not really worried too much about this quite yet, but I'll look at like stats and stuff later and maybe decide a little bit about what to do with characters. Typically, I just let Rumelia keep on stabbing things because it makes sense. So there is a little bit of roleplay in the game, honestly, if you want there to be. It's fun like that. A red map transition thing like that, by the way, in this game means there's a boss. It's neat. Oh? Ah. You're Sunny of the Three Fairies and Rumia, Yokai of the Dusk. Oh hey, it's the Jungle Monk, the Vampire, and the Ghost Princess. I never expected we'd run into such a rare trio here on the mountain. That's your way to tell me pigs can fly. I could say the same thing back to you, Sunny. I always see you as part of your trio, but you're alone today. Did you Three Fairies of Light or whatever break up? If you happen to be looking for work, I'd gladly hire you as a fairy maid at my mansion, you know. Yeah, it's very much a game where generally you could use whoever you want on your team. It's pretty cool like that. Kind of like Labyrinth, but even more flexible in a sense. But why would I ever... Anyway, no, we didn't break up. Absolutely not. Oh, I see. A maid, huh? Why do you sound jealous? Rumi wants to be a maid. I don't hire yokai. Is that so? What is mailing? I guess she's not a maid, but... Okay, to be fair, Rumelia probably doesn't pay mailing. Don't look at me with those wishful eyes either. I already have Yomu at home. Aww. Yeah. The characters don't feel super unique in this game, which I feel hurts it a lot. You know, on one hand, you can make a dream team, but what does that really mean in the end, you know? By the way, you two usually stick to the area near the village. What are you doing here on the mountain? Like in Labyrinth 2, for example, playing through the game with like a fixed team and not changing it up feels like a challenge. Like, you're restricting yourself, you're doing something interesting and you have to work around it with your team's dynamics, but in here, you can just grind up and get more stats, generally. We're looking for the culprit of the incident. I'm gonna punish whoever tried to spirit me away, and then I'm gonna make them give me my body back. It's the same for me. Luna and Star were spirited away, and I intend to take them back. I see. So what are you all doing here on the mountain, then? Hey, wait a second. You guys aren't the culprits, are you? Eh? Did you spirit them away to get revenge for me pranking you? What? Did I hear that right? Are these guys the culprits? Please calm down and let us explain, you two. Get ready for a fight, culprits. I'm taking back Luna and Star. My frightening darkness will punish you. They're very fast into it. It's just saying user Shikigami. Yeah, I know. I kinda doubt I can put them to sleep. I mean, you know, we have a save point right there. No reason to not use our spell cards, right? Just unload and get this over with. Yeah, that sound is disproportionately loud, by the way. In general, I might turn the sound effects down a little bit in the menu, so they're a little bit lower compared to the music. Wow. I don't think that really works on bosses, typically. She has % damage on that. Oh yeah, so you can see here, Shikigami go on like full cooldown once you use anything that has a delay on it. So Heat Hand has a delay of 0, so you could use it every turn. But since I use Fist Smash, Ichiden herself is on cooldown for a turn. So I can't do anything with her. I still get her stats passively, of course, but still. And the last words are like randomly given, I think. Usually when you take damage, or maybe when you deal damage, I forget. I mean, Rinley hasn't taken damage, so I guess it's dealing damage in this game. That could work too. And Rinley has this one, but I'm not using that here because I don't think it'll work. This is purposely a free fight anyway. Even easier. Well, no, it's not easier than meleeing at the start of GOS, I guess. But you don't even get to fight anything else before you get to fight meleeing. You start the game with her. Special dialogue if you lose too. GOS has dialogue for like every boss fight in the game to a certain point if you lose, after all. Hints and stuff. I think one of them just says, we could probably beat her if we just spammed attack. Hua. Like I said, please calm down. Ugh, ow. I wanted to punish you, but I got punished back before I knew it. Calm down. So does that mean you guys aren't the culprits? Of course not. Don't you dare go signing me, Emilia Scarlet, as the culprit of such a boorish incident. You heard them. Has everything been cleared up now? Yeah. Sorry. It looks like we were too quick to assume. Incredibly so, yes. However, you are only acting out of compassion for your friends. We're here for the same reason, you two. Considering we have the same goal, why don't you come along with us? Well, I guess it'd be better to have more help. It'd be easier to save Luna and Star if we teamed up too. Okay then, we'll go along with you. Thank you, Sunny, Rumia. Let's solve this strange incident together. Yeah, let's go. So, we are no longer the final boss team because Sunny Milk. No, she's technically one of the final bosses of Great Fairy Wars. If we stretch it a little bit, it's okay. Sure. No, we're still doing the final boss team, actually. I insist. Oh. There's an actual screen here when we follow them. That's neat. So formations return from GOS as a thing. Oh, but you can't use them until you have 5 members. So yeah, in GOS, there's like formations you can do with smaller groups, but is that not a thing in DoD? It might not be. I forget offhand, but it looks like it's not. Yeah, we have about as many stage 1 bosses as we do final bosses on the team. If you look at the Shikigami. Okay, this is a good time to use this. That sounds like quite the nightmare, real. Hachiguma games typically have shared weaknesses behind their enemy races. Typically slimes and aquatic creatures are weak to both fire and ice. Fire and water, excuse me. So you can memorize that stuff, it's useful. These guys, I think that's just the yokai symbol, or is it elemental? I forget. I'm not sure which symbol is which offhand. Yokai and elemental, it varies depending on what they are. There's no real pattern there, I don't think. Oh wow. That thing is deathly weak to water. Oops. I don't mean to keep doing that. Remind me how the compendium works. Do you get the flavor text immediately? Do you have to do something in this game like you do in GOS? Hold on. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you don't have to like scan them or anything in here. Yokai, also called Kitsunebi or Andon Obake. Andon is the type of lamp that this thing is modeled after. They're like garden lamps, kind of. They're often depicted as fire elementals, probably thanks to their proficiency with fire attacks. Their magic attacks are still serious threats at low levels. Their name means swaying. Budu. That chill you sometimes feel in your neck is the work of these yokai. They're often depicted as water elementals, probably thanks to their proficiency with water attacks. Their magic attacks are still serious threats at low level. Their name means quivering. These guys very much form a pair with each other. Kandachi. Long ago, it was thought that thunder strikes were signs of gods descending to the world. The word Kandachi refers to that thunder. The Kandachi you're looking at is an elemental of thunder itself. They don't have so far. It's kind of annoying that you can't just view all of them at once. If I want to like see slimes, I have to go here. Slime originally meant something akin to mud and no more. Then TRPGs adopted the green slime as a monster. At the time, rather than being fodder enemies, they were troublesome monsters you couldn't damage using weapons. It's thought that the bubbly slime is their progenitor of weak slimes. Really all I have, isn't it? I'll come back here periodically. Bake, fodder enemies that appeared in the PC-98 Toho games. Their name comes from Obake, which in this case means ghost, but it's a mystery as to how they ended up being called that. So I threw in like little translator notes like this here and there. You can't tell. Blood-sucking bats. There exists a real species of bat called the vampire bat, but they can only suck a bit of blood at a time, making them not as dangerous as the ones you see in games. Fun facts. Fun bat facts. You can see there's also like sometimes little tears in the tile maps here, like on the left to like the left of the sign. You can kind of see it all around the screen actually if you look. It's unfortunate, but I guess it's part of porting the game to Unity. I think that's more of a rendering thing than a tile issue thing to begin with. But one thing in DoD and GOS related to how they had to remake the games. I've said this countless times before, probably on stream too, but I'll say it again. They lost the source, and they had access to some of the data, such as the dialogue and the stats. Anything saved in like a CSV, like a table, they had. Essentially, they could get that out of the files and take it. But stuff like the tile maps, I think they just had to use them as is, and they're unable to edit them. So if there's like a tile error like that lets you go out of bounds or something you stand on that should be at a different layer, they couldn't fix it. We reported a lot of them in GOS and DoD. There's places in this game where you can easily go out of bounds. I don't know where they are offhand, I think in some of the caves or something, but they were unfortunately not able to fix them. It's a shame. And that's very much the case for a lot of their games. I think all of them really, they just don't have the source anymore. Nightmare Rebellion, their third like big Toho game as Strawberry Bose, might never see the light of day again because they don't have the source for it. I'd love to do something with that game. I'd love to like remake it or something somehow, but it's kind of hard without stuff like the formulas available. I don't really know what they did for the formulas for DoD and GOS. Because a game like Toho Maiden, for example, I could get the data, like the sheets out of it, but not the formulas for damage and stuff. So I don't know if they remade those from like scratch or from notes or something for DoD. I haven't asked about that actually, and I'm quite curious. Because I feel like that stuff would be in the executable where they couldn't get access to it. Because that appears to maybe be the case for Toho Maiden. I've messed around with Toho Maiden a lot, and I technically started trying to remake it in Godot, but I don't have the time to look at that again right now. I did some really basic stuff, like map stuff, encounter, coding, things like that. Enemies swapping around in battle when you defeat the front line, which is a thing in Toho Maiden. But I don't really have the time or particularly the interest to continue it right now. So many other things that need doing. So yeah. We're still in the prologue here. It's actually kind of interesting. These areas early on in the game, you can never go back to these. Not quite in this exact way, I don't think. So you can technically miss some of these items, but I think there's a chest later on in the game that will contain them if you missed them. So they're not fully missable, they're just missable for now. I believe that's the case. Yeah, it's the game could correct me. So my testers have more hours in this game than I do at this point. I'm familiar enough with it, but I don't know everything by any means. Hajikuma games very much are the kind of games where you can have hundreds of hours in them and still come in and get, not a fully fresh, but like a relatively like, oh, I don't remember this part being here, you know, kind of experience. I'm not really the kind of person to remember, exactly where drops come from and enemies spawn and stuff like that anyway. By the boundary, okay. Thank you, yeah. Hey, as I said, my testers know these things. A weird little corner. Now, if this were Touhou Maiden, there would be a chest over here. Like 100%, but for GOS and DoD, they get a little bit nicer about that kind of thing. Less chests out of sight that you can't see, more fair gameplay stuff. Strawberry Bose lightened up, you know. They stopped being Hachikuma and they started being Strawberry Bose for a while there. GOS had completely hidden chests originally, really. It's been so long since I've played the original. I played Weekend before. So I don't know if it was a thing still back in Weekend or not, but I don't know. Like, my first experience with GOS, was Weekend, and I made it to the Garden of the Sun, then dropped the game and quit. And I went back to it quite a ways later on Weekend again, and I stuck with it longer. I'm like, you know, people always talk about this game, and they're like really positive about it. Like, they praise it. For all I know, maybe my original wasn't in Weekend, I'm not sure. But I definitely beat Weekend first as my first full playthrough. So I stuck with it past Garden of the Sun, and I kind of like got really into it. I got hooked, and I beat the game. Mostly without guides. I had to look up what to do for the final boss fight because I didn't understand what was happening when the final boss used Void Gravitation. Because I was dumb. There hadn't really been anything like that up until then in the game, and it's very much you either follow the gimmick or you don't wipe the party. I had a loot drop on death initially when I played the game. So I guess I started on pre-weekend, yeah. And I think I went back on Weekend later on. I could be wrong though, because I feel like I still had loot drop on death in my full playthrough, like in the late game areas, but I don't know. It's just been too long now. But yeah, ever since then, I loved GOS, so it was really cool being able to work with the devs later on. Now, this advice is kind of useless. Yeah, it's a Caterpie, yes. Because, you know, this is one of those games where you don't get bestiary entries until you kill something. So, good luck using that with a boss. I don't think DoD gives you bestiary entries until you kill something at least. Pretty sure GOS doesn't. So it's kind of counterintuitive advice. It's like sarcastic advice. But as much nicer as Hachikuma got when they became Strawberry Bose, there is still some stuff that they didn't shake on. Such as everyone joining the party at level 1. That's still a thing in GOS, and it's still a thing in here despite the game having, like, so many Shikigami that join your party. So, you can bet, with every new character and every new Shikigami you get, you're gonna have that fun experience of grinding them up to see what skills they learn. Obviously, the skills are only for the Shikigami. Characters learn skills in a different way in this game, through weapons. It's not the same. And it's not level based either, but yeah. It's a thing. And it's part of why... Okay, so like I said before, I've made it to the post-game... Not post-game, I've made it to the expansion in DoD twice. And dropped it both times. My first time... was because... Well... I think both my playthroughs, I hit like the same marathon of difficult fights and just got bored of it and stopped, but... You very much hit a couple fights where you almost need Shikigami. At least, this was my perspective on it. Get ready for Remelia's loud spell card again, by the way. She's going to do it again. It's going to pierce your ears. You very much almost need... Oh, I was playing on W, actually. Both times I made it to the post game. I was playing on Switch both times. In Japanese. Where you need, like, the Firewall or Water Wall abilities or whatever they're called that, like, fully absorb that damage type per turn. Because they make certain expansion fights a lot easier, or, like, to the point where they're almost kind of unmanageable without it. At least they were for my feeble party setup at the time. But the thing is, you get those by leveling up, I believe, the Budu and the other one, you know, those water and fire Shikigami that I was talking about in the compendium a few minutes ago. So like level, I think 70 or 80 or something, or 60, you gotta level them really high. And you don't know what skills a Shikigami gets until you hit that point, unless you look it up on the wiki or something. So if you neglected to, at one point, unequip your like late game Shikigami, equip your early game kind of shitty Shikigami again, and get those skills, you're gonna have kind of a hard time there. Is it really early? I don't think it's early. I think it's the last skill it gets, isn't it? It could be lower, for all I remember. But, really? Okay, that's good to know that you can get it early enough to use on Zuli. I'm probably being too harsh here. And a lot of it was just get good for me, honestly. I probably accept it was a skill issue. Magic circle? What's the meaning of this conspicuous magic circle? That's an already active... No, perhaps a magic circle, the process of activating? Evening, Miss Yakumo. Considering it's not normally here, it's undoubtedly related to the... Whoa. Okay, so, for this guy, I gotta talk about him a little bit. This guy is the one character whose name was changed in English. It's not because his name is strictly offensive. It's because the internet is a bad place. And if we didn't change it, people would cause a stir and probably try to say funny things that weren't really funny. So his name is Negro, which is a perfectly fine word in languages like Spanish that just means black. But you know what people would do. You know what people would do. So I talked with the devs, and we changed him to Tenebris, which is the Italian, I want to say, or Latin word for darkness. So basically, same gist, but people aren't going to be hee-hee funny internet people about it. Ha ha ha. There's no need for me to give my name to the likes of you humans. We're not humans. Wait, its appearance. It does sound much cooler. In Japanese, it's perfectly fine, you know. You insolent, suspicious pests are too close to this duty-bearing circle. I suggest you take a look in a mirror. Level 1? What? No, wait, I don't have it yet. Huh? They don't start with it. I don't have the skill yet. I can't let even a single soul approach this circle. Scoundrels such as yourselves will have your lives... Oh, it's the next guy. Sorry, it's the next guy we had to rename. It's not this guy. There's two of these generic demons in the prologue. Will have your lives ended by the great Boru. So I think I asked the circle what this guy's name was based off, and I think they said they didn't know. I think I looked into it. I forget what this means. It's French for something. And I think this was like my best guess because they didn't know anymore. What happened to not giving your name? Barish. He's just a silly little guy. Water barrier, I think so. It's the thing that like fully nullifies and absorbs that element of damage in that turn. I'm sure they don't start with it. What? Maybe it was changed to W, but no, I played a W though. I'm confused now, so I don't even know, honestly. That's so strange. Yeah, I love that Mei Ling gets an entire route in this game. She does deserve it. She's that kind of character. She's the big underdog. Hi. Konbanwa. Kochi wa yoru dakara ne. But yeah, I think it's really cool that Mei Ling gets an entire protagonist route in this game. Even though my preferred protagonist is Byakuren. I have done a Mei Ling playthrough before as well. And it's nice. Her dialogue is very endearing. Like, she gets to be the hero, which is really cool. I appreciate it a lot. And actually, we don't have heals or anything yet, so we're just kind of fighting this thing. I forget if this works on bosses. Out of commission is like a special one-turn stun, I think. No, it's not gonna work on him. I didn't think so. I think only Sunny gets that. It's a very special thing. I think most enemies can't resist it or something. I'm not sure how it works, honestly. But generally, we should just be able to power through these guys. I was gonna say I was gonna check that Shikigami, but then I forgot that you can't recruit enemies until you get Sapode later on. So, of course, I can't check to see what it learns. Yeah, it's a unique skill. Only they get it, I'm quite sure. I could have sworn they didn't get it until later. What's their full move list? Yes. Those are like tutorial messages for this fight, but I don't have any light stuff to reverse it with. Ruby is only going to make it worse if she tries to help. 35. Weird. I don't know. False memories, but yeah. Regardless though, there's like a really difficult like sequence of I think 3 fights or so in a part in the expansion that I've never made it past. Well, perhaps you weren't aware, but Hijiri Byakuren isn't so meek as to bow to villains like you. Damn it. But the circle is already activated. What a shame though. Now I won't get to see your panic-racked faces. What? What's that supposed to mean? Kukuku. Uboa! These guys have very stupid sounding screams in Japanese. Just who was he in the end? I don't know. I'm remembering something wrong then, I guess. I don't know, but the way he looked, it was just like... Regardless, this magic circle seems to be dangerous. Let's go ahead and destroy it. How does she do that? It doesn't seem like that caused any changes among the Shikigami. In which case, it appears the circle itself had no connection to the spiriting away. We can also deduce further and conclude that yokai surely wasn't the culprit. Anyway, you know, magic circle and yokai aside, I guess they don't know that he was a devil or demon or whatever. They thought he was a yokai. This incident feels sort of different from usual. Different or not, it doesn't change what we must do. Now that we've destroyed that suspicious circle, let's resume our thorough search of Bitsukyo. Nothing has changed. Oh, okay. I don't think the game does that very often. I think that's like an early game tutorial thing, that weird camera scroll. That feels very unnatural for DoD. Is there anything over here? Oh, I guess I could just check with my thing actually. Nope. Okay. Never mind. Good music in this game. Of course, that's nothing new. Like, GOS had incredible music too. Overall, I prefer GOS's music, but DoD does have a few nice standout tracks. I prefer DoD's version of Out, but I prefer GOS's final boss theme. Am I going the right way? I'm not actually sure offhand. Is there even anything? Hold on. Where go? It's been a little while. I'm not backtracking, am I? Am I backtracking? I feel like I'm backtracking. I think... Is this the first screen? No. Oh, no, okay, I'm going the right way. It's over there. Okay, thank goodness. You know, I've actually never made it to the Shinki fight. I've never actually done it. If we're getting into spoilers directly like that, the part where I've gotten stuck is the Colosseum every time. And I guess I've just never committed to getting through it before. We'll see if I do this time. Okay. Yeah, the expansion's really difficult. Gauntlets like that are rough. I mean, it was always like a pain point in GOS as well, where you have to fight the 3 servants. Because it takes so much party setup, and it's different in here because you're, you know, using one party to get through, but you still need to prepare for all the fights. Huh? Oh, Byakuren and Rumelia. Sunny the Fairy and Yuriko the Ghost too. Lady Sane, I'm so glad to see you're safe. We couldn't find any of you 3 earlier, so I thought perhaps you'd been spirited away along with the Moria Shrine. I was worried. Oh my. So you came to visit the shrine then? I'm grateful for your concern. As you can see, I'm safe. I'm safe? So does that mean Suiko and Kanako aren't? Well, about that. Sana herself doesn't know for sure either, but it seems like they were both spirited away. Oh dear. That's why, in order to find the truth, I decided I should travel against Sokyo in order to resolve the incident. I see, that makes sense. You guys live in the mountain, so I was wondering why we ran into you here. Is your case a similar one, Minariko? It is, yeah. But in my case, Shizuha got spirited away. And I'm one step short of disappearing myself. Sanae saved me, so I'm helping her resolve this bizarre incident. Oh no, even Lady Shizuha. So I think Byakuren's the only one who refers to, like, Shizuha, Sanae, and Minariko as, like, lady. So, again, like, speech differences between them. Rain was not going to be that respectful. Byakuren's much more humble. This really is a bizarre incident, isn't it? Both people and objects are disappearing, and there are those odd magic circles. Wait, magic circles? Magic, Don't tell me. Byakuren, your group wouldn't happen to be behind this, would they? Eh? But you are correct. She's well versed in magic, and if you could cause an incident of this scale... This is a misunderstanding. I swear to Bishamonten, I would never do such a thing. We'll be the judges of that. With the way against Sokyo's incidents are, we can't believe that so easily. I'll save Lady Kanako and Lady Suiko now. I'm taking back my sister. Eh? Sanae, like, you haven't fought through 5 stages to get here, so surely you know that Byakuren's not the culprit. You'd think people would get it by now. You have to fight through stages to find the final boss. I guess fan games are just different. Okay, cover your ears. I'm using Remelia's spell cards again. It's just as loud. Maybe I'll turn... No, because the other sound effects are at a good volume. That one's just twice as loud as it needs to be. Volume balancing. You know, I don't think Minariko knows those skills after you get her. She just knows how to heal, right? Why can't they use Weapon Bless? I want that. Come on. Come on, Ellie. Look at her going behind the camera instead of in front of it. What a good non-destructive cat. Forgot I have a monster here, actually. Okay. Got hair on my screen. Oof. I'm sorry, you just came at us so suddenly. Are you two alright? Ugh, you beat us real bad. Come on, you could go a little easy on us. It's your own fault for picking a fight with us. Pick a fight with the culprits, not us. You're right. I should have known you'd never cause an incident like this, Byakuran. I think the spiriting away had just made me agitated. So everything has been cleared up now then? Yes, it has. I apologize for the trouble, everyone. Well, that takes care of that. By the way, you two. We were working to resolve the incident too. Considering we have the same goal, why don't you come along with us? Certainly. We'd love to have allies like you. You have my gratitude. We look forward to working with you, everyone. And me with you, Lady Sanae, Lady Minarika. And just like that, we have the full starting party. So these 5 are going to be the ones in all the cutscenes from here on out. It doesn't matter who else you swap in. These are the characters that'll be in the cutscenes. So this is like the full group that I had to translate for. You can use the formations now. The freeform gives you more last words. We don't really have a full caster party. I assume Sunny probably has more magic. She probably has more dex, actually. I don't know. Her stats are just gonna low overall. I'm not really too picky. I mean, I'll just probably use freeform. Actually, it doesn't give you a speed boost in this, does it? Actually, it doesn't show the effects at the bottom for any of these. Do I need to hit a button, or is that just how the UI works? Shouldn't it show, like, the speed boost stuff down below? Weird. Freeform usually gives you a speed boost. Oh, okay, you have to hover over the character to see. I see. So, all this does is give you the last word chance plus 1%, Magic damage up for the whole party. This is physical damage. Oh, interesting. Okay. This might be a good balanced party, actually. So if we put Yuyuko in the back for casting... maybe Byakuran... I don't know, hold on. I gotta look at the stats, actually. Okay, so who's the best casters here? So we look at Int. We have Sunny and Sanae, actually. Sanae has better Int than Yuyuko at level 1, actually, huh? Crazy. So maybe we want to put Yuyuko somewhere else. Strength is clearly Remelia, and I guess Yuyuko. Weird, okay. Alright, then let's see. So we put Remelia and Yuyuko in the front. Byakuran in the middle, and Sunny and Sanae in the back, was it? I think. I'm just gonna double check. Just don't give Remy axes. Why not? I like just keeping spears on her. Alright, so yep, you two... technically... Byakuran actually has better int, so I might put Byakuran in the back. To be fair, actually, some of these stats are coming from the Shikigami, though, I guess, as well. There's no dex. Oh, for, like, the infliction stuff on the axes? No, that's... That's potential, right? I gotta remember how this stuff works in this game. Accuracy. Okay, so dex is accuracy in this game. Okay, right. It's been a little while. It's both. Okay. I thought potential was like the infliction stat in here. Is that wrong? Oh, okay, hold on. I'm misreading this. Wait. Oh, that's so weird that the bottom front is the one that gets the physical damage down. You'd think it would be the middle or something. That's strange. Okay. Huh. That's so weird. Wait, what are the other formations? Speed. Oh, speed is kind of just good, though. Fast speed. Clearing. Memorial wall. I like Scattered Sock. I'll do this. Oh, it's pulse resistance. It's been a while. There should be an explanation at one point, I think, that says... I mean, I could put Byakuran here because she's probably tankier. Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, so... For Shikigami, let's see. So in the back we have Sunny and Sanae, so I want to give them the magic Shikigami. Sanae... so one of them... So I'll put Letty on Sane, I guess. Shikigami, of course, are equipment. Alright. Letty. Byakuran's in the aggro slot, right? So we're actually gonna give her... Since she's not gonna be doing any damage, really, probably I'll give her Minariko. And Yuka's a physical damage dealer in this setup. So there you go. Do you have anything else? No. Not yet. Okay. We'll get other weapons soon. Okay. I'll go with that then. Yeah, thanks. I'm already ahead of you. Hold on. I want to go back to the save points. I just don't want to risk the game crashing. So after every boss fight, I'm going to save, like, super religiously. You never know. Okay. So Yuriko is physical. Influence is crit damage? Like physical crit damage? Weird. I know GOS had like a breakdown of what its stats did. I forget if DoD does or not. I think there is... Is there a help board at the shrine later on? I'm unsure of that. I feel like it would go over this, and I feel like I don't remember that. Weird. Alright, so you guys will just be smacking things mostly. Byakuran can also smack things when she's not healing. You guys will be doing magic. So fairies are typically weak to dark, because they count as humans. So warriors and mages and Hachikuma games are typically weak to dark. Typically plants are weak to fire, of course. Again, you gotta learn all the Hachikuma tropes to get through this game as well. Strength increases weakness damage. Interesting. Push the rock. Okay. I see that the M dash here doesn't register. Doesn't show, and that wasn't fixed. Okay. I'm crying. You can't see it, but I'm crying. So let's see. Yuko's up. I usually like giving Yuko something to bonk with, but I guess if her dex isn't that great. Well, her dex is okay. Well, either way, we'll do more damage if I give her this, so I'll give her the short sword. We'll see what happens. You know, sword makes sense. Lore-wise, it makes sense, because Yomu is supposed to be training her on swords. Okay, Yuka's gonna use swords, I've decided. It's canon. He uses swords now. This is something I've mentioned before that, like, never gets brought up in fan games or in canon anymore, really. But Yomu is supposed to be Yuriko's swordsmanship instructor. And this is something that no one ever uses this as, like, a cool thing. Like, when's the last time you saw someone draw Yuriko with a sword? Probably never, right? Yeah, me too. It's disappointing. Do it more often. Lost Word. Okay, sure. I don't play Lost Word because it's a gacha. But, okay. I at least respect that it does that, I guess. Who got it? Remy? Yeah, Remy. This will probably just one-shot everything here because they're weak to everything. Work damage. Yep, there you go. Okay, I guess I should have saved it for this fight. So, you get weapon skills in this game as well. And they worked very differently in the original DoD than they do in here. It's nice how they work in here. They're just based off of the weapon that you've equipped, and there's like a gauge that fills up. You can learn it. You can also upgrade them by equipping various weapons and getting like the higher level versions and whatnot. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say once you've unlocked them, they're unlocked for all characters? Is that the case? I think it is. In the original DoD, I think how it worked is you had to use certain skills and they would spark and give you certain other skills if you use them in battle. Which I think is probably more accurate to how Romancing Saga did it, but again, I have not played, so I'm not sure. But it's a lot more user-friendly and intuitive and less guide-reliant in DODW, so it's cool. And this way... I guess it was just an enemy up there. This skill level. Yeah, I think there's still a minimum skill level. Yeah, in that weapon type. Well, I think that's fair enough. I'm gonna use their magic pretty often just to get them trained up in the elements, I guess. I don't actually really know how much of a difference it makes, honestly. It doesn't change stat growth or anything like that, so that's nothing that you have to worry about. We're not talking like, original Game Boy Saga 2 or something like that here. You never learn, like, any new skills with the elemental affinities or anything like that either. I assume they just give you more damage, which is nice, I guess. But later on, I guess we'll be swapping around Shikigami so much to do different attacks anyway. Different characters do have different rates. So, by different attacks, you mean different, different weapon types? Like, easier... Okay, so that is a thing. Oh, interesting. Okay. It's probably based off their stats, more so than the character themselves, right? Rather than being a hard-coded thing. I know what you mean, yeah, the percentage gauge. Really, huh? I've never seen, like, stats on that. I could believe it, but I've just never noticed it if so. But like I was saying before you shut up, Yig, like if I wanted to train Remelia in Strike instead of Stab, is it just as fast, fundamentally? Like, I've always assumed that characters are blank slates as far as that goes. But is that wrong? Oh, okay, so it is right, then. Like, the actual skill. The affinity, rather, I should say. Where am I going on the screen, by the way? Where's the exit? I know that, thanks. I mean, I came from up top. Like, up here. Let me just confirm here where I came from. Yeah, I came from there. Wait. Oh, yeah, so... A funny thing with DODW is some screens, since they copied over the minimap data from the original game, and there were some changes to some screens, you'll see on the minimap, there's a sign here that would have given you like tutorial text or info, and it's gone. It's not here anymore. But this too was something that they couldn't update, unfortunately. Fascinating stuff, though. Is there just nowhere to go from here? That doesn't really make sense. Is this screen just a dead end? Did I just go the wrong way, I guess? I guess I did. Huh. This too is fascinating stuff. To be fair, it's the intro. I'm surprised they let me go over here, though, if it's just gonna dead end. Weird. Oh, okay, so I have to go left up there. I didn't see that path. Okay, so back up the ramp, then. That would be it, then. They should really just block that off, honestly. It probably goes somewhere later on once you can fully explore Gensokyo. Well, not quite Gensokyo, but... Well, you'll see. If you haven't seen the game before, you'll see. If you know, you know. All this just for an enemy, huh? This poor tree girl. I hunted her down. She's actually quite tanky. Just the physical, though. Why is she buffing her physical damage dealt? Does she even attack with physical? guess I don't know what she attacks with. So yeah. Oh yeah, you can walk. I don't really know why you'd ever do it, but if you really want to see the walking animation for your character, you can do that too. And it's weird, it doesn't like turn properly. Like, I'm spinning the stick right now, and it's doing this. And if you run, it's much smoother with the changing animations, but it doesn't change as smoothly if you walk. I gotta keep hitting that button by mistake. So yeah, your Shikigami also have... Instead, your Shikigami also have passive things that they learn as they level up. So each hidden gets a 5% physical attack guard, for example. Some of them come with them, some of them get more. You see they have like resists and like damage up with certain elements and stuff like that. It's useful. I agree. Good night. Thanks for coming. Alright, oh, so that was just a shortcut back, I see. Is anything down here? Probably not. Oh, there is. Am I gonna regret not moving that other rock? I might. Imagine reading stats in RPGs. You sound like someone who doesn't like RPGs. What, you don't like seeing numbers go up? I have a fondness for incremental games. So I also have a fondness in general for RPGs. It really does depend on the game though. Some RPGs are just way too slow. Like menus and dialogue and stuff can just be way too slow. It depends on the game. Like right now I'm playing through Dragon Quest III with a friend over Steam Remote Play. Sorry, Dragon Quest IV, the DS remake of it. And we have the speed up on almost all the time because, God, the Dragon Quest games are so slow. Also, the old ones aren't really... They don't really hold up very well by modern RPG standards. I wouldn't call them bad, but they're a little bit underwhelming. Don't go into them expecting masterpiece. They were, for sure, like, revolutionary back in the day, I guess, but nowadays, not really. Nice. I will equip that into the Ocarina. So I have more armor too. I guess we'll give melee characters this stuff. I mean, she's fast anyway, so that's not going to inhibit her that much, really. She can take that, even though it's a little bit hefty. Actually equip that? I wanted to equip the robe on Yuka. Oh no, I did. I swear it didn't. That's weird. Okay. Interesting. So it could just be... It probably is a thing, honestly. It's probably not just people's imaginations, by the sounds of it. I wonder exactly how they determined who learns what faster, though. Maybe we'll never know. Unless I ask them, but Wrong button. Let's... I want to go down here. Yeah, all this is just I can push this and unlock a somewhat useless shortcut. Yeah, it could just be a carryover, honestly, from that. That's very possible, I guess. From the original system. Where am I going? I'm not really looking to do a bunch of battles during the prologue. Oh. I'm stuck doing them anyway. Born to advance the story, forced to do battles. I am a monster for monster. Okay, so we're not going up this way. DoD's maps in general are a little bit harder to navigate than GOS's. They're a lot more open-ended. I mean, it is kind of an open-world game, actually, past a certain point, with some exceptions. And GOS is very much not like that at all. But even just the dungeons in general are kind of obnoxious to navigate. I'm not super looking forward to them. Javelin, okay. That's going on the Mistwiss, for sure. 3 physical attack, 2 more accuracy. Nice. So with the different skills and stuff on the different weapons, that can mean it's often good to collect and equip weapons even if they might have not the most ideal stats for that point in the game. Because you can learn new skills. And it's not always a case of like skills being better than the others. There sometimes and often are cases like that. But different weapons also have like different status inflicting stuff. Different elemental skills, so there is definitely an element of choice too. Probably go. I have hiccups. Probably going to the left. Yes, we're going to the left. Battle shovel. Yep, it's just like GOS. There's no dupes for equipment either. Okay. You can have the battle shovel. Right, there we go. Everyone except the backline Castris has a weapon now. Here he is. Here's good old Tenebris. I wonder if it's sound as Tenebrae? I don't know. With this, the preparations are complete. When the final keystone, this magic circle, is activated, Gensokyo will... And just what is that supposed to mean? My oh my. So the great magician of Hawkeye likes to eavesdrop. My, what poor taste. Why do you know that title? Eavesdrop? Getting compared to a certain newspaper freak? How unexpectedly painful. Wait, that doesn't matter right now. That magic circle, that appearance of yours, and everything you just said. Are you the culprit? And what are you going to do if I am? Scarlet Meister. Excuse me? I don't get it. She's saying I'll blast you to smithereens. You could understand that? It's much easier when Marissa hops in and says Master Spark instead. Oh? The likes of such lowly humans want to blast me, Tenebris, to smithereens? Don't make me laugh. What'd you just say? Very well, before blasting Gensokyo to smithereens, I'll blast you impudent pest to smithereens first. That's a lot of smithereens. We welcome your challenge. We'll defeat you, then destroy the final magic circle. And this incident will be resolved. Meet your ends, humans. He is also a big pushover. Though I did skip a lot of battles. I'm not really terribly worried. I will like sweep him. So let's see. Multiplier is just 100. So I guess this will do the same damage as a normal attack will. So if I can't topple him, there's no point really doing it, but still. I'll try it out anyway. And I think Rico gets some light attacks, but not yet. So right now, all Byakuran can do is just bonk their shovel. And there's no point using darkness here. Attack emission isn't going to work, so... Also just bonking with Sunny. We can do this. We have AoE water with Letty now, which is good. Nice to have it early. Critical bonk. Okay, so the majority of the damage is going to be from Letty here then. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, I know the topple didn't work. You know, cast speed 140 means this will go off faster than the regular attack, I think. If I'm understanding that correctly, so it's still good to do. Oh, and Autumn Sky's actually AoE, but it's got a... No. They only have 6, oh my god. That's like a big emergency button then. I'm just gonna use single targets instead. Nailing, Moko, Romelius, Sun, and Marissa. I like using Moko too. Big damage. I don't think there is really a good or bad party comp in this game, honestly. It's the Shikigami that matter way more than the main characters, and even then, the Shikigami you use depends on the fight that you're going into. A lot of the time, so... You know, it varies. Let's see. No one really needs healing right now. Just bonk. This boss theme is nothing on GOS's main boss theme. Let's actually use her loud spell card. Oh yeah, I think blue magic is really cool too, so I also appreciate getting Satori. I mentioned her my name earlier, so don't worry too much about spoilers. For anyone who doesn't know, DODW originally released in the Vita, then came out on Switch and I think PS4 or something as well. And it had DLC, which would add certain Shikigami to the game that you could get through recruiting them with Satori. So monster Shikigami. But thankfully, DODW on Steam comes with them. You don't need to buy them, they're just in the game. You still, I think, have to like pass a certain point in the game to unlock them and make them appear. But you don't have to buy them separately, which is nice. So this is, by all means, the definitive version. Besides these slightly the instability issues with the crashing and whatnot. Also, it's in English, so there's that. So if you don't speak Japanese, it's kind of your only option, I guess. So there's that. Yeah. I mean, I'm always the kind of person who's like, the more the better, so I wish there was a way that they could put in, like, all those weird, like, crossover Shikigami, or, like, the pre-order bonus Shikigami and stuff, too. But it's not possible, I guess. If someone wants to somehow mod the game and put him in, I wouldn't stop you. I don't think Hachikumu would stop you. Shadow Burst, nice. Rumia might stop you. She might cast Shadow Burst. Because I think the data is still there. Like, I translated them, and they're like unique skill names when translating the game. All that stuff is translated, I believe. So I think all the data's still there. Just gotta enable them somehow. I don't know what you're planning on doing with these magic circles, but don't think for a moment that Byakuren Hijiri. Oops, her name is wrong there. It definitely said Hijiri Byakuren last time. Oops. Oops. No patching the game now. We'll let evil go unpunished. And with that, this incident has met its end. You think that merely defeating me will end the incident? This incident has yet to even begin. What do you mean? Oh no, the foreboding timer we keep seeing. We've run out of time. It's 5 AM. Ah, the magic circle. Oh no. I don't know what's happening, but I'm saying oh no. Kuhaha, the magic circle's been activated. That can't be. We destroyed the other circle earlier. Wait, is this an independent magic circle? No, it isn't. A ritual of this magnitude simply requires 7 wedges. These magic circles exist to trigger the ritual, or in other words, they drive the wedges. Once they're activated, the circles themselves no longer serve a purpose. You're kidding. So that means Kukekakaka. And so begins Gensokyo's Dance Macabre. All this wedge and circle stuff never comes up again, by the way. It's the intro to the game, okay? But what in the world is... Prepare for more cutscenes. Sorry to keep you waiting. Yeah, you sure did. I've been waiting forever. I was seriously at the end of my rope. So, did you bring the goods? Oh yeah, I've got them. Whoa! Life-sized Miss Kade! I'd rank this one of the top 3 of all the ones I've ever made. Miss Kade keeps her guard up tight, so gathering the info I needed was tough. He's got her 3 sizes down. Hehehe. Oh, it's so wonderfully well crafted. I'm truly grateful, my soul brother. It was nothing. We're comrades. Ain't that right, soul brother? Whoa. What? Okay, goodbye. Never to be seen again. My Kane. My life-sized Miss Kane. Eek. An earthquake. It'd be kind of funny if you could find that statue somewhere, but I don't think you ever do you? That would be a nice Easter egg. I don't think it's a thing. I wish it were. No way. An earthquake? Here in the Netherworld? Eep, we're gonna die. Well, what's this earthquake? This ain't good. You said it. Eyeball with snakes. Whoa, eep. Isn't this really bad? Just, what is all this? Goo. Erg. Various surprise sounds. Trailer moment. The achievement unlocked moment. Is it over? Hey, it's the Hakurei Shrine? It's playing automatically. But weren't we in the Forest of Magic just now? That's a good question, but there's something I'm more curious about. Where the Hakurei Shrine got spirited away. So what's it doing here? Whoa, again? What is it this time? I think I put this part in the trailer, actually. It's been a while since I've made a proper trailer. The Sticker Survival one was kind of lazy. It was actually just a gameplay video that I made for the Steam page, but I just put some subtitles on top of it afterwards. Not a game that's suited to a trailer, really. But what could those things be? The clock towers of the end. The clock towers of the end? Can you hear me, lowly residents of Gensokyo? What now? Look, up there in the middle of the clock. There. We are devils that hail from Makai. I am one of the 3 Devil Devas, Chloe Gripper. I am also one of the 3 Devil Devas, Ziazuli. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I too am one of the 3 Devil Devas, Shizu Karaotaha. We yearn for chaos as well as pleasure, and ultimately, the destruction of Gensokyo. We also have these 3 guys behind us, don't worry about them. As you can see, Gensokyo is split into pieces. They don't talk, they're not part of the evil monologue. And has already begun its transformation into chaos. When this clock displays 12 once again, complete destruction shall befall Gensokyo. Allow me to bestow upon you some advice. Did the music just break? Hachikuma, no, please! Please, fix the game! Spend what time you have remaining as meaningfully as you can, lest you perish with lingering regrets. With that said, we bid you farewell, residents of Gensokyo. Various laughter. This is supposed to be the hype moment. Make the music work. The 3 Devil Devas. Makai? The destruction of Gensokyo. They were saying some rather crazy things. Cuckoo. Engulfed in the chaos of the Devas, you'll become dust in the wind. Taste your annihilation at the hands of us devils. Kukaka. Kabaddi. I think this was a reference to some anime or something. I don't remember what anymore. I want to say Fist of the North Star. Or Berserk or something. It's been way too long. That was definitely them, the 3 Devil Devas. But what are they doing, Devils of Makai, doing here in Gensokyo? I must be honest. This is also something I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I would like to see like more fan content of the like Hachikuma OC characters. I want to see like more fan art and stuff. If I had the income, I would commission that kind of stuff. But I don't have the income right now. In the past, I did commission like the emotes for the channel at least. Of the 3 Gorgon sisters from GOS. I'll eventually do the same thing for the Devil Devas, probably, sooner or later. Get some emotes for them. Zuli definitely just falling over. Thinking about what's happened. The destruction of Gensokyo. Looking back on all this, even the Netherworld must not be exempt. This is really bad. No other incident we've had even compares to this. And to make matters worse, we have a time limit. And this clock displays 12 once again. In other words, we have 1 full rotation of the clock hands then? So, just 12 hours? It appears we don't have much time to spare. But at least we know who the culprits are now. There's but one way for us to solve this incident. Let us go deliver defeat under the 3 Devil Devas. Yeah. But just where are we supposed to go? 3 devils and 3 towers. Also 3 more devils behind them, but again, don't worry about those guys. Surely they must be related. Let's embark. For the clock towers of the end. I love you, Byakuran. Save the game. Anti-crash measure. Okay, good. Alright. So we have kind of like achievement things, little quests here that'll give you things and give you info. So once you've opened up all the areas in the first stratum, it'll like show you on the map where allies recruitable, like Shikigami and characters and stuff remain, which is really useful. And that way it unlocks an area. I don't exactly know what, I forget what this gives you, but okay. I guess it's, I think just unlock a door or seal somewhere. I don't remember offhand. It's weird. But it's nice to have a little bit of guidance as well as like some things to do. I think it's always nice when they add new systems for the remakes like that. It's cool, in general. World of Chaos, first stratum. Konto no Sekai. Yep. Recruit more people. Got it. I'll do that. I played Labyrinth at Toho. I like having a bunch of recruits. Absolutely. So, Tsukumogami, aka like anything like machine or object in Hachikuma games, they are immune to light and dark, almost globally. On like the computer part enemies, electric is good, but other than that, you know, it varies depending on what you're fighting, basically. I gotta get a cold water. Give me just 1 second. Hold on, I need a cold water. Oh? Huh? There's a treasure chest here. Oh, you're right. I've never seen one of those before. We haven't been opening them up the whole time so far or anything. Quite lucky of us to have found one right out of the gate. I like to think that we don't see it, but the characters have a conversation each time they find a treasure chest. Let's help ourselves to its contents, Byakuran. Good idea. I feel bad for its owner, but these are exceptional circumstances. You think someone owns these random treasure chests out here? No, they spawn. They're a natural occurrence. Come on. It may help us resolve the incident after all. Yeah, there were various enemies that got changed for legal reasons with V. If there's any I know of when they come up, I'll mention them, but I don't know all of them offhand. I have more notes when it comes to GOS, because there's so much shared between the two games. The devs didn't really have to write up notes on the source material for stuff for me for DoD, and instead I asked them with a few cases I wasn't really sure of. For GOS, there was so much there that they wrote out all the source material for me immediately, as like a baseline for me, which was super helpful. Wow. What? Oh, I could barely breathe in there. Thanks for letting me out of that box, guys. I've always felt like her like sprite looks oddly like tilted. It's always looked really weird to me. Yep, Jinzo from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is indeed here. He is a thing. It's Isuno? Who? This is Isuno. She's an OC and Isohime, which is a real kind of yokai. I think they're like the shore yokai who drowns people or something. I forget offhand. She is an Isohime who runs a stall in the village. We stop by there quite frequently as well. In the village, I see. By the way, Isuno, what were you doing in that box anyway? Is that something you're into? Obviously not. After I got hit by the sham of a spiriting away, this weird old lady came. She forced me and anyone else spirited away like I was into boxes. What? A weird old lady? That's right. My friends had gotten spirited away too, so she shut them all in boxes one after the other. With this incident and how she's targeting those who got spirited away, she's definitely working with the culprits. The culprits, Since Priestess Byakuran's here, that means you're all resolving the incident, right? In that case, please, I'll help you out in return. So could you help me look for my friends who got trapped in boxes? Whether she's working with the culprits or not, her devil deeds cannot be allowed to go unpunished. You never find any more friends in boxes, by the way, that's never touched on. Isuno herself is foreshadowing for the DLC. Not DLC, expansion. So, more yapping time. For GOS, they made the game, The game was well received, and they decided to make an expansion for it. Lingering Summer Heat was an afterthought. For DoD, they made the game with the expansion in mind. They planned on making the expansion later anyway. So Isuno, her plot thread is finally touched upon in the expansion. She comes up again in a cutscene, one time. And you find out who the old lady that she's talking about is. It's not mentioned in the main story ever again. So you might just forget about it, honestly. But yeah. Her devil deeds cannot be allowed to go unpunished. If you're willing to work with us, then by all means, please let us assist you. Thanks. I'm glad to be able to fight alongside you, Priestess Byakuren. And I alongside you. Oh, so they were like the pre-order ones and stuff. That explains why there's just no one in this game. Were there cutscenes for those characters too? They weren't present in V. I think they've scrubbed them from the files, the cutscenes. I don't remember seeing them at least. Shikigami Isuno joined your party. Okay. I guess presumably they're supposed to be her friends then, yeah. Interesting. Alright. Right. We're getting... I feel like it's weird that the Shikigami are in the equipment menu. I'd rather it be different, but whatever. So she gets attacks for 4 different elements and gets like some land changing stuff later too. So I'm gonna give it a Sunny. Because Sunny only has dark right now and I wanted to have more coverage. And this instantly gives her all the coverage in the world. Save the game. Oh, song ruined. Oh, that was fast. He's already moved in. All I gotta do is just reload the area. It's like FromSoft games. Hey there, quite the group you've assembled, I see. You also it too, right? The 3 Devil Devas and the War Declaration. And Gunsokyo itself isn't looking too good right now either. What's the matter? You don't look like you've seen a ghost or something. A vagrant's taking up residence on the shrine grounds. A vagrant? Now hold on here. Sure, I may have set up my shop here, but I'm no vagrant nor anyone suspicious. I mean, come on, you all know who I am, don't you? We're just joking. Don't go actually thinking we're serious now. My cat just threw up on the floor. Hold on. Okay. Your joke went a little too far, Romelia. We really were confused when we saw you here, though. What are you doing setting up a shop over here? You can blame the World of Chaos for that. Everyone just kind of knows that it's called the World of Chaos. Yeah, Ikebose-chan is still in the game. Yep, you need the code. I think it's the only code thing. Is it on the title screen? I thought it was at the machine in the game. Like the vending machine. I'm not sure offhand. I know I posted about it on Twitter. So if you search Ikebose-chan or Devil Decline or something on my Twitter, you'll find it. I'm not sure. Funny how everyone just knows to call it the World of Chaos. It's just one of those things. Everyone agrees to call it the same thing. The World of Chaos? Yeah. My shop, Korendo, disappeared when Gensokyo was transformed. Unless Korin is the one who coins it here, but other characters use it too, so surely not. I thought it'd help those resolving the incident if I set up shop here. I do feel bad for not asking Reimu first, though. Knowing Reimu, considering you're a refugee from the World of Chaos, I expect she won't have any issue with it. What's the reason for the shitty BGM, though? If you keep playing this here at the shrine, I'm worried you'll make Reimu furious at you. I should be fine then, considering how few visitors she gets. You're certainly right. Hahaha. Come now, enough of that. Anyway, Korendo's Hakurei branch Hakure Shrine branch shop is now open. For synthesis, outside world goods, and anything else you could want. Synthesis? No, I think BGM is a popular enough word that it's used outside of Japan. Everyone knows what BGM is. Nah, you're crazy, real. If anything, the difference is they tend to rate SE for sound effects instead of SFX. So I'll often change that in translations to SFX, as we know that is much more common. Synthesis is my featured product, or rather, service. I have here this strange cauldron that drifted in from the outside world. I've named him Jackpot, and if you put materials inside him, you'll refine them into something else. We're all quite familiar with that already. I like BGM and SFX personally. I don't know a single person who doesn't know what BGM stands for. It's such a, like, ingrained word in my head. Are you really sure? But you know, Byakuran, people who say that always forget one thing. Oh, what's that? That you need recipes in order to even synthesize anything. Oh my, you're right. That had slipped my mind. See, like I said, I guess I've got no choice then. I'll give you a few recipes so you don't forget again. Here you go. Obtain the recipe for Moral Tack, Bread, Booty, Crowbar, Steel Shield, Crested Leather. Thank you, hehe. Don't mind it. Take this too. Go Force 256. Thanks. And this. Obtained Looking Young Definitive Edition. That'll be enough, thank you. Stop dumping your weird stuff off on us. Anyway, we understand how your shop functions now. We'll come by if we need anything, Renosuke. Yeah, by all means, please do. By the way, if you want to synthesize something, talk to Jackpot himself. Very well, I understand. We'll see you again later, Renosuke. Really, you say that, but most of the games I own are Japanese made. I bet some of the Western games I played are also going to say BGM, though. I don't know, go look at, like, Undertale, Rogue Legacy, Balatro, just a few examples of, like, Western games I played. And see what they say. I actually don't know offhand, but I would not be surprised if they said BGM. Okay, if synthesis. So he has a shop. You don't buy anything in this game, you make stuff. Okay. So we got recipes for some stuff here that we won't be able to make for a while. Isn't Relic of the Gods like a much later thing? Kind of funny that these are unlocked now. But yeah. Yeah, it is. I can't honestly remember if Jackpot is the name from Dragon Quest or if it's something I made up. It's been so damn long. I'm actually not sure myself. So anyway, he gave me a couple key items too, which are under materials, but the key items. But unfortunately, these don't have any descriptions. But you need items like this to trigger... Undertale doesn't have volume controls? Are you sure? Is that really true? It doesn't have volume? Nah, you're kidding me. Undertale must have volume sliders in its settings. What do you mean? I don't believe that. Fake news. You're making that up. Anyway. You need these for, like, certain characters to show up, to recruit and stuff, like Shikigami and such. Otherwise, they just won't appear. Yeah, I'm not booting it up on stream right now. Go Google the Undertale settings menu. Go look at someone's LP. Or don't. I'm not asking you to do this. I don't care that much. But I've been seeing BGM since I was a child. It is totally normal. If I eventually make a game someday, which I'm gonna, Watcher's music. Okay, whatever. Watcher can say music all at once. When I make a game, I'm putting BGM in there. And everyone in the world is gonna understand it. I promise you, everyone knows what it means. Oh, that rock is pushed back again. Why, rock? Why? Does this thing not, like, get the flag to permanently stay pushed until you jump on it or something? That's weird. Oh, chest. I need the chest. I'm a native English developer. I'm gonna use it. Shut up. I'm just checking Discord here. Oh, it's just you. Damn it, Real. Well, yeah, but he also... The Watcher dev also marks sound effect volume as game volume, which is just bad, because everything is game volume. That's sound effects, right? So don't listen to a word he says. I don't care if his game sold 1 billion copies. Don't listen to a word he says. His settings menu sucks. And you can tell him I said it. Like a little one-way hop that I have no reason to take. I'm gonna go down this way. You can also go up, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go down. The mini-map is something that existed in the original DoD, and the festival, I don't know if it was introduced in the festival or was there from the start. Probably there from the start. But it was in the original PC version. And when they ported it to Vita, they had to take it out for performance reasons. Because the Vita sucks, apparently, as far as performance goes. And so the Vita was the first port of DoDW. So then when they put the game on Switch and PS4 later, they didn't add the minimap back in. From what I understand, even though it could have gotten supported by that point. You know, those consoles are strong enough for it. But finally, for the PC reports of DoDW, they put the minimap back in, even though it's outdated in some places. Thank God. Good on them. So we got the minimap in the end, and it's really nice to have. I like getting equipment drops too, and in some games, maybe I'll grind them out like before I leave the area, but I'm probably not going to do it here in DoD. I'm probably just going to try to make it a playthrough. I want to get like all the Shikigami, of course. The enemy Shikigami, maybe not. Though those ones are time consuming, but like the characters, yes, of course. Because those are just events that you find and stuff. Obviously I want them. I want some enemy Shikigami though, for sure. Oh, so, no, that's not a late game item. You just get them now. Nice. Relic of the Gods. Long sword. Is that better than a short sword? Yuiko. It is better than the short sword, and it still has the same skill too. So get Falcon Slash. It is just better. Okay, let's just go here. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, she already has Bone Crush. I can put that on her too. Bone Crusher Byakurin. What they used to call her back in nun school. Bone Crusher Byak. I guess I should probably give the ones in back something, huh? What should we do for Sunny and Sane? Sane... I'm trying to think about, like... Oh, wait, what's the Y in Sunny's name? Whatever. The lowercase y looks so bad, it's so far away. Yeah, it's different in W than it is in Festival, like the original, thank goodness. It's much easier to use here. Sunny's already got a little bit of strike level. What can I picture Sunny using the most? Probably a sword. But I also like the idea of her stabbing things. Bonking doesn't really fit her very well. I don't have any spears to equip though. So she's... I guess she'll use the battle shovel for now. For Sane... I'll give her a sword. You can have a sword. As soon as I get another spear, I'll put it on Sunny. Is this a spear? Well, it should be. It's a bamboo pole, but no, I can't stab things with, unfortunately. That doesn't quite count. Okay, Real has linked to me more things. Sound volume and music volume. Real, if it doesn't say SFX, if it says sound, it doesn't matter, because then they're gonna write both of them in non-acronyms to be consistent. You need to find a game that says SFX, and then see what it says for music, and it's gonna say BGM every time. TF2 game volume and music volume again. No. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Any game that uses SFX will use BGM. Also, TF2 also says game volume, which is silly. I look back from Discord and I see my team has mostly wiped out. I can't use Ghost Butterfly here. Okay, punch it. Punch it. I played this game for hundreds of hours and I still don't know what the stupid thing is. Punch it. Freeze it. Not enough. Not enough. Problem. Ooh. 85 damage! What? Huh? Excuse me? Why is that so strong? Duck game. Really? Man. Okay, well, I learned something new today. Apparently, BGM isn't as popular as I thought. I'm still gonna use it, don't get me wrong. Look, I'm going to help popularize the term. Okay. I don't know why I'm pausing. I don't need heal in this game. You don't do that. You heal after battles. Okay. Let's reach the next save. I'll check the compendium again. Read more stuff, I think. Next sweep is single target. Yeah. Same. Sure. Yeah. Do it. Mess him up. Still don't have a light attack. What do you mean we go? I think we get one eventually. But we can do this. We have fire for the skeletons. I probably don't really need to use Remelia's thing here, but I'm gonna anyway. Tinnitus. The big tinnitus. We just need levels so we get some HP, I guess. Okay. Look, a spell card. So, one thing that's a bit contentious and kind of stupid in this game is that you can't pick these up until you have the character in your party. So you have to remember this is here and come back and pick it up later. Also, it spoils who you're going to get in your party too, which is also kind of dumb. Two dumb decisions. I disagree with those fundamentally. I don't like them. It ain't my game. But I'm gonna complain anyway. I can still complain even though it ain't my game. I have that right as a player of the game. But yeah, it's incredibly goofy. Backtracking for the sake of it. Anything on the screen? Some treasure. One. But it's not the spell card. Oh, the spell card counts. Ah! Okay. I didn't know that. Hi, Marissa. Mage staff. Alright. I mean, I'm probably just gonna swap Sunny out of the party and put Marissa in. So, not gonna equip it yet. Oh, well, hey, if it ain't the Boren Temple crew. And you got friends with you, too. Good day, Marissa. By the way, it's the Gordon Temple, not the Boren Temple. I'm aware that the pursuit of enlightenment isn't for everyone, but please. What? Oh, you don't say. Well, whatever. Same thing in my book. My precious brother's name, sullied. What a subtle deflection. What are y'all doing here? You're not just out for a leisurely stroll together, I'd imagine. Wait, don't tell me. Yes, your guess is correct. We all wish for this awful incident to be over. So we're working to put an end to it together. At least you look to be safe, Marissa. Your house is still fine too. That's good to see. It ain't good at all. I've been having a tough time too, you know. I mean, I managed to find it in the end. But my house, my shop, still got spirited away. And while looking for it, I got caught up in this weird devil incident. And I'm sick of today being one thing after another. And now I'm level 1 after GOS. Oh, now that you mention it, I went into the forest of magic to look for Ludens Star. It's okay, it's not canon. The games don't take place after each other. But I didn't see your house there. Our shrine, my home, was spirited away too, so I really sympathize with you, Marissa. Oh, I see I've got a kindred spirit in you, Sane. That's right. I feel like your house would have been fine staying gone. It's such an absolute mess of dust and books. Shouldn't you have been happy to have it cleaned up for you? Hey, You're talking about Patchy's books there. She'll never get him back if the house goes missing. That ain't funny, Remelia. This shop of mine's precious. It's where the great Kirisame Marasa stores a mountain of precious tomes. Most of those tomes were stolen from my mansion's library. If my house goes missing, Remelia, then I'm just gonna have to come live in your library instead. What? Why my library? Because you're being a negative Nancy. I don't want that to be the cause for my library getting wrecked. I can already picture you and Patchy at each other's throats. So all that aside, with this incident being the cause for all your troubles, what do you intend to do next, Marisa? Well, that's an easy one. Now that I've made sure my house is still standing, all that's left now is to go teach the culprits a lesson or three. Why don't you accompany us then? We're all facing down the same foes, so let us join forces against them. Sure, sounds good to me. I can't go turning down a request from a fellow magician, after all. Patchy wouldn't be happy if she heard that. Hehe. Thank you very much, Marisa. Okay. Good. Okay, so what can I do here? Yeah, I know, real. It's a fixed with font thing. I don't like it either. Is the vending machine just for Ikebose-chan? I need to look real quick. Level of decline. W vending machine. Hold on, let's see here. Yes, I posted a thread about it. And yes, this is the only code. Okay. 89012035. Gets you some tickets, and it gets you Ikebose-chan. Okay, good. Thank you, my own Steam community thread, for this precious info. Alright, let me go back to the shrine after I get this card. No, go away. Marisa in the party. If it hadn't been for the fix with fonts, the game would have been even harder to translate because I wouldn't have been able to check the line wrapping. Every single box in this game is manually line wrapped. Every single one. It wasn't a great experience. Okay. Right. Technically I can fast travel back, but let me like go forward a bit further so I have a place to fast travel to after. Actually, are we just going like straight north? Oh, I missed stuff here. Hold on, what? Is this not even the way I went before? Rock. Nope, I didn't go this way. Okay, I need to go up there. Well, it's good that I went there. Nice. Nice. Every character has a different overworld theme for these areas, by the way. That matches, their own character theme, which is cool. Well, I knew how many they could fit. Don't get me wrong on that. I knew the exact number they could fit if it were fixed width. I don't think discussion of it being a non-fixed width font ever came up. I don't know if it was ever an option. But it would have been a lot of manual checking to make sure there wasn't text leakage. So it would have been really difficult. I mentioned this earlier too, but DoD did not have a debug menu to like allow me to check all the cutscenes. Probably because there's too many cutscenes. I mean, yeah, that's not really the problem, real. I knew how many characters each line could hold. But knowing that only helps if you're doing fixed width. Like, I can easily figure that out myself, even if they don't figure it out for me. Actually, with my testing environment, I didn't actually have a testing environment. So the way it works is if the text box goes beyond a certain point on a single line, it will automatically become the bigger text bubble instead. So I can use the bigger one whenever I need to. Yeah, it's annoying that DoD didn't have anything for that. Really obnoxious. Right, I'm kicking Sunny out of the party anyway, so I don't actually care what weapon she has. Search for coals when the dungeon gets dark. Thanks. Hold on. Yes. Oh. Okay, I could. I was hoping I could escape through the map. Because I want to go put Marissa into the party. Sorry, Sunny, I'm kicking you out. You're a little bit underwhelming. Yes. Okay, Sunny can go, Marissa can enter. And... Isn't... How did I... get the Shikigami? Isn't there a thing to unequip? Oh, no, okay, no, they just show up in here. Okay. I thought there was a thing to, like, unequip all the outside party members Shikigami, but I guess not. It's fine. I don't need it. Okay, what's Ikavose-chan do? Nothing for stats. Makes you vulnerable to death, but that's fine. And, okay, well, let's see, what's... Mental, so she'll get Mental Blast eventually, whatever. It doesn't really matter who I put him on. You can just go on Marissa. It's a shame, by the way, that you can't even see these, like, help messages because they flash by so quick. Because they're, like, helpful blurbs about, I think, like, every Shikigami. I think you can see them if you go to here, though. So, you can still see them, but you don't see them in the loading screen because, like, the save loading screen is so short. And they couldn't extend it, they said. So, yeah. Oh yeah, let's check out new entries in here. Bacteriophage. Whatever this thing is. Gigantic viruses. Why are these elementals, by the way? The viruses carry only genes and have no cells, meaning they're not really alive. Regular viruses are far smaller than even bacteria and can't be observed even through a microscope, but these monsters are the size of humans. For DoD, I had played it a bunch beforehand, but I did not playtest it myself because I didn't have the time. It would have taken me ages. So I relied on testers, and I'm doing the same thing for Labyrinth of Toho, though I am also playing the new builds when they come out. I'm not being as thorough as the testers are. Testers save me hundreds, literally hundreds of hours for these kind of games. It would not be even remotely feasible to both translate and test them, because there's so much text. Fairies with better magic skills than their peers. Fairies tend to be weak both physically and magically, so you could say ones like these are rather rare. Fairy warrior. Fairies with weapons. They're smaller than humans and quite weak. These ones have swords, so they use slash skills. And yada yada. Fairies have the new stat skills. It's the same stuff. So we've seen all three of them already. Shikigami. We have the PR. In Japanese, this is the Pu. I think it's short for... We've done L... I don't know what LQA is. You'll have to tell me what it is, actually, so I probably haven't. Linguistics Quality Assurance. No? I don't think so. You'll have to tell me what it actually is. So in Japanese, this guy was the Pu, and his name is short for... I forget. This guy's in GOS too, right? So if that's the case, I can check and see what he's short for. Because I have like a list of what every one of the tech enemies is a reference to. Oh yeah, it's a reference to the Intel Pentium 4 Prescott. So Prescott. So that's why it's changed into PR in English. So it would be Prescotto in Japanese, which is why it's Pu PR. Pu PR. LQA when I translate for companies. So by QA, you mean just going over someone else's translation and proofreading it and making sure it's good? I've had to do that in the past, yes. It sucks. I hate it. I despise it. Because it's so hard to draw the line between this would be better like this, and this is my style and this is how I would do it. So I hated doing it. But yeah, if we're talking about that, then yes, I have experience doing that. Kadama Eater. This strange monstrous diet exists primarily of Kadama, making it their natural enemy. I see, so this guy has the star because we've got his rare drop. His equipment drop, that's nice. Tanuki. Yokai famous for playing tricks on people. Kitsune and Tanuki are the two species most representative of yokai. However, Kitsune rank far above Tanuki, so Tanuki are often featured as the foil in folktales, of which there are many. Both species have high magic power, but Tanuki are still quite weak. I think you're gonna hold 6 lines in these, by the way. Habu, aka the yellow-spotted pit viper. Their powerful poison rivals that of regular pit vipers. Skeleton. Nothing but bones. How do they move without muscles, you ask? With magic, probably. In reality, the word skeleton just refers to bones, but it's thought that horror movies and the like are responsible for it becoming popular to refer to monsters made of bones and nothing more. Caterpillar. Perfectly normal caterpillars. Nothing to see here. Kadama. Fodder enemies that appear in Touhou. They're generally referred to as Kadama, meaning furball, but nothing more is known about them. Goblin. Weak monsters that have become RPG staples. The word goblin, however, is actually something akin to a generic term for fairies. Wicked fairies were called goblins, and good ones were called hobgoblins. These days, though, hobgoblins are just treated as a subspecies of goblin. There's a lot of like interesting folktale and like monster history lore in this game. I learned a lot of stuff that I've probably mostly forgotten, but it's cool. Kurutsubaki. An elderly camellia spirit with its name meaning simply that. So it means old Tsubaki, old camellia, in case you're curious. They're featured in folklore more than most other tree spirits. These guys are in here too. Boryu, a low-ranking devil who's protecting the first magic circle. Pretty weak. Tenebres, a low-ranking devil who activated the last magic circle. Not particularly strong. That's all we have so far. So yeah, I mean, if you need a quick summary of what these guys do, you can just check in here. And you can get like info on their exclusive spells sometimes too before you even unlock them, so it's useful. Yeah, it's Latin for dark. I gave him that name, actually. His name got changed. You weren't here for that, were you? His name used to be different. We had to change it. Have you not heard the story? Are you not in the know yet, Real? In Japanese, now, I'll preface this. This word means black in Spanish and probably other languages. His name was Negro. This was changed because the internet is a place where people like to be funny. So, I offered up basically a synonym, more or less. Because otherwise, people are going to be funny on the internet, and it's going to suck. You can come here later on to grind out certain Master Shikigami. I don't think there's any point doing it now, because I don't even have the ability to recruit them. In itself, it's not an offensive word at all. But you know how people are going to be, right? So I think it's for the best that it got changed. If you're going to think of, if you consider that kind of thing censorship, then technically I censor stuff in this game. I can think of another place or two in GOS and DoD where I had to replace a word or two as well that were used in Japanese that definitely have like connotations to them and are maybe a bit much. And I feel like they don't really belong in like a rated E or T game. So yeah, with rare exceptions, I will quote unquote censor that kind of thing. You gotta keep in mind like social standards and what's okay and whatnot are different. So it's less of censoring really and more like we want this game to have the same part of like the same rough age rating that it would have in its home country, you know? Yeah, it's just a part of localization. And I haven't received any flack for it in particular, but I know that people are strong-minded about that kind of thing, and so am I, honestly. I don't like censorship in games, generally speaking, either. I really don't. So I understand anyone who would be against this kind of thing, actually. Like, I totally get it. I think it's interesting talking about the reasons. I do. And it's cool that as an independent translator, I get to talk about this stuff. Because I bet a lot of, like, translators that work for companies and stuff probably don't get to. They're probably forced to sign NDAs and not talk about their projects much, but I can yap all I want. Cool, huh? I get to tell you guys about behind-the-scenes stuff with these games. I should actually equip that, by the way. Social media? Okay. I guess it depends on the project, honestly. Let's see... Oh, right, hold on. I need to also give you the mage staff. That gives you magic damage. Or proper magic staff. Do I have any more shields yet? I don't think I do. Just a small shield. Right. Just looking at a cat. Skills. So yeah, now anyone with a sword can equip Falcon Slash. Now that we've learned it, so that's good. Do we have anything else? I don't think so, right? Juniper? No. No, honey, get out of there. I'm playing with a cord. Yeah, Legends of Localization is quite good. I've read the stuff on a site and I have one of the books. I'd like to get the others sometime. I haven't actually really read fully through the one I have. I have the Legend of Zelda one. I got it as a gift a long time ago. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Alright, we're caught up on gear for now. Oh, cave. So, this will be for later. You need a hook shot or something to cross. Something like a hook shot. We'll get this much later. Thanks. Thanks, helpful hint. You're not very helpful. Cutscene. Eep. Hey, what's going on? Everything went pitch black. I can't see a thing. What's the meaning of this? It's what you deserve, that's what. Who's there? This darkness is my revenge. You're just desserts for picking a fight with me. So enjoy the gift I've given you. Oh wait, hold on, it's just... So you're our enemy then. You may think you've gained the upper hand by blocking our vision, but you've failed to hide your presence. Huh? I found you. Eek. It's hot. It's hot! Well, that takes care of... Huh? Eat her, Yuka. One serving of yakitori. Well done. Oh. It certainly looks that way. As a fellow flyer, seeing this gives me cold chills. Though, hot chills? In Yuriko's case, I'm sure it's a happy sight that's stimulating her appetite. You're certainly right. Yakitori? Stimulate her appetite? Someone's suffering in front of you, and that's how you choose to talk? Trying to cremate me, wrapping me up in that fake meat incident. What, you guys have some kind of grudge against me? No, we don't, and there's no point complaining about that incident to us. Go bring it up with Moko herself. Besides, we would never dine on cheap night sparrow meat at the mansion, so I don't know the first thing about all that. Cheap? How dare you? Yes, have your silly cheap meat debate somewhere else. Hey! More importantly, Mistia, just what prompted you to attempt a surprise attack on us? I wanted to get revenge of the culprits for what the incident did to me. I just hit the wrong targets, that's all. No doubt because of Yuriko's deathly presence. And what, pray tell, do you want me to do about it? So in that case, you're trying to do the same thing we are then. Yet here we are, turning against each other. Goodness. There was no reason for this conflict to begin with, in other words. In which case, this works out perfectly. Mistia, if you're looking to defeat the culprits as well, then why not come along with us? I guess that'd probably be for the best. Okay then, let's give it our best, Byakuran. Yes, let's. We have gained a bird. Okay. She is like a status ailment giver, kind of like Wriggle is. It's weird that Wriggle doesn't start off with a poison skill, she starts off with sleep. What is up with that? Anyway. Scent. Which does... I think I have to click this. Nope. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh. Okay, I'll get used to the menus eventually. Skill details, X. Okay, right, X would be over there on another controller. It's Y for me, you gotta keep in mind. Scent is... Oh, she also gets sleep on all enemies? Really? Okay, so we get a column of sleep here. Silence on a column, blind on a column. Okay. These no doubt have like different infliction rates, probably, so. Poison strong, okay. In this game, actually, most earth stuff is poison. And that is because someone at Hachikuma decided, you know, having earth spells just throw rocks at people, isn't that basically just physical damage at that point? Isn't that just physical magic? And they're like, okay, well, let's come up with something else for it. Let's use poison stuff instead. Let's just call that earth, you know? It's kind of like swampy, earthy. So that's what they did. And starting from their later games, I don't know exactly when. I know that their newest non-Touhou game, their only Hachikuma Soft original, Susanoo, ditches the element altogether. I don't know if their later Touhou games do. I haven't played them past DoD. I've only ever played these two. But yeah, Susanoo only has fire, water, and thunder. There is no earth because they decided throwing rocks doesn't make sense. Throwing poison's kind of far-fetched. Let's just ditch it. We don't need earth magic. Screw it. It's gone now. So, yep. Fun story there. Fascinating stuff that you can learn by talking to devs. This is a lot of enemies. 6 of them. A whole 6 of them. I mean, it's okay because I have AoE stuff. On a couple characters. Look, we have Ikebose-chan. Counter any attack. I don't know how good that is. Maybe it's useful. I don't know what it counters with. Right. I mean, that's gonna be good against most of them, actually. Just not the skeletons, but that's fine. Sure. I gotta make Marissa fast, so she gets to go first. Her and Remilia are the fastest ones here, I think. I'm saying, I think Yuyuka went first. But someone went before them. But, like, I want them to be the faster ones. It probably is just physical. I'll have to try it out. I don't actually know. Okay, over this way. Give me a better weapon. Shield, sure. I'll take it. I don't really care who it goes on. Here you go. The rare deflect. There's probably an up over here. Hey, same power. Get him. Let's check something over on Discord really quick here. Okay, cool. I see. Alright. I'm just checking someone's online status. I have potential plans with someone later on. They are awake. But there's no rush. Fast and accurate. Does more damage than a regular slice too, which is good. Can you... Oh yeah, you can check this stuff in battle, which is nice. Because like the skeleton... Well, it's actually neutral to slash, that's nice. But it's strong against stab and weak against strike. Nice. I like the little sound it makes. It's very satisfying. I don't think you could do this in the original, by the way. This is something that was added in. The ability to check enemies in battle, I believe. It's handy, though. That's for sure. I'm loving these AoE spells. I mean, I'm gonna burn through my MP, but that's okay. I mean, skeletons are pretty universally weak against, like, bashing weapons anyway. That's not uncommon at all, but yeah. You just gotta learn, like, the Hachikuma tropes, which are somewhat common RPG tropes, somewhat not. But I'd say generally, they follow, like, RPG logic a lot of the time. Our first accessory. Oh, it's fire resist, not fire attack. Is anyone weak against fire here? No, not particularly. Then we'll get rid of Byakuran, the party tank. Yeah, maybe the Mind Flayer thing is a reference. Maybe the weak to stab. Wait, there's not even damage types like that in usual Final Fantasy that they come from, are there? I don't know. Maybe it's because they're squid and like you could skewer squid and eat them, right? Like squid in a stick? That's probably a thing, yeah? I don't know. Because they like to call them squids in here. So they're probably just leaning into that, I think. Honestly, it's probably just like someone at Hachikuma thought of it as a joke and they just ran with it the entire time. And now it's like a full thing. I feel like that's the story behind a lot of Hachikuma stuff. Bugs, plants, and giants. I didn't know that. And plants, yeah, I knew that much. Bugs and giants weak to slashing, I did not know. So I will push this rock. Pushing buddies. I'm buddies with the rock. Check them out. 2 ways to go. I'll check over here then. I don't really know what's where offhand, so... Oh, it's a new area. Oh, is this, Okay. I can probably warp here. Giant Toad's Pond. Yeah, okay. Let's go back then. We can warp there anytime. Hit weakness with a Remy sword. Okay, cool. I don't want to fight you. Magic stone. Why? Why did you heal the full health B for 140? There's a big treasure on this screen. A whole 2. See, when's Rumia? Right, no, we already have Rayleigh. Oh, I've been using it. When's Minariko gonna get her stuff though? I wonder that's what I want. Right, that thing is an elemental, not a Tsukumogami, even though it looks like it's a Tsukumogami, so it actually isn't immune to light and dark. It keeps throwing me off. It just looks like it's a Tsukumogami. It's one of the weirdest enemies in the game, honestly. And that's really saying something in this game. There's a lot of weird stuff. I'll put that on you. Hey, they actually give you magic damage. That's pretty good. 5 magic damage is a good amount. Nice. Okay. You can go up there too. This is another area. Okay, so this is just... Okay, we have both entrances to the Giant Toad's Pond now. Good. Okay. Yeah, it's generally like anything that has like a hard shell or just would be very solid. You want to hit with dashing. If you want to like crack it, you know, you want to shatter it. Oh yeah, the lizards are always weak dice. Okay, so the miasma is also a new thing in DODW. Wasn't in the original. So it essentially means that this area has a mini boss that you have to defeat before you can move on. Find the turtle. And these mini-bosses were new. They were new mini-bosses entirely for W. They weren't, like, reused or anything, to my knowledge. So, they're cool new encounters. Clearance. Okay. This turtle isn't going to stand a chance. I think it's nice that it adds more encounters, like, more little mini-bosses to the game. I think it's cool in that sense, honestly. More bosses, the better. I'm okay with it. So until you deal with it, like, you won't be able to move on through the area. And I think it limits your fast travel. Like, you can't fast travel to it or something too. I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't reading earlier. I'm an Undertale fan. I can't read. Okay. Kasenjo no Hi. Makes it more linear. I don't really know about that. Maybe if there's like a hard mini boss that you can't really beat yet. I don't really remember making things linear in particular. But maybe I just don't fully remember. Again, I'm far more familiar with GOS than I am DoD. At least you can still view the map. Thank goodness. So, we went with the classic spelling of Medusa here, by the way. Medusa. Medusa. I tended to go with, like, classic spellings and respect, like, the original language for GOS and DoD. With these games, from my point of view, are very much, like, celebrations of different cultures, folklores, and stuff. So I feel like bringing in that foreign feel a little bit more is nice. In any other game, I just spelled Medusa the way that people would expect it to be. Oh, I didn't. I could go over here. I mean, it's not like you have to be super thorough. Oh, look, found it already. I feel like it's not that bad to hunt it down. Maybe it's bad in certain areas. I'm not really sure. I think I remember it being hard in the Netherworld for some reason, specifically. But past that, I don't really remember much. Oh. Okay, good, so it's not just me. I think the Netherworld had like a particularly really tough fight or something, and I remember like making the run back a bunch. Oh. Sometimes you just pick up the item, then you recruit the Shikigami after. Ah! Those black and white clothes. Head priest of the Myodan Temple spotted. Eric. That overly excited voice. Could that be? Ta-da! It's Gensokyo's wild redding brush. Pure and honest Shamemaru. I thought so. My bad feeling was right. Another nuisance in her path, I see. How are you so energetic in your state? Of course I'm energetic. I'm a strong one, you see, and a pro reporter. And with a big incident like this going on, would any reporter pass on getting an equally big scoop? No, never. Right. I'll compliment you on one thing, Aya. You're tenacious. A pro reporter? Allow me to ask you then. Since you're covering the incident, have you by chance learned anything about the culprits? Of course I have. Come on, who do you take me for? Wow, I should have expected as much from a pro like you. In which case, Aya, could you share your info with us? Right. May I have your attention, please? Ahem. The info I've gathered in regards to the very core of the incident, in other words, the identity of the culprits. The identity of the culprits is those devils from Makai, the 3 devil devas. We've known that for ages. I'd say we should have known better, but honestly, that's not even technically correct. We were the stupid ones expecting anything from her. Pure and honest, but misinformed, Shamemaru. You've got it all wrong. If they hadn't went to the trouble of making the declaration of war, this would have been honest to goodness brand new info. Yes, of course. News is no good unless it's new, you know. Bunbun modern newspapers reporter is a sham as always, I see. That's really funny, you guys. If you really doubt my reporting skills that much, then how about I prove myself to you? By revealing some private, unbecoming info about all of you. What? Don't you dare, you bird brain. Why are you getting so mad over the truth? Yeah. No, anyone would get mad over such words. Anyway, info aside, we now know that Aya has involved herself in the incident as a reporter. Precisely. Not only is this incident a danger to Gensokyo, but look what it's done to me. Therefore, I, Shamemaru Aya, am going to report on my path to its resolution documentary style. So you're resolving the incident, I see. In which case, Aya, why don't you come along with us? Our goal too is to defeat those devils of Makai and end the incident. Absolutely, count me in. After all, traveling along with a great magician of Hakai. As a reporter, I could wish for nothing more. Come on, let's get going. There's no time to waste. I feel like we're going to regret this. Maybe losing Aya to the incident wouldn't have been so bad after all. Remelia speaks the truth. Pure and honest Remelia. I'm gonna make a quick hard save there. Okay, hold on. Team Mirror. Okay. Aya is a generic Thunder type Shikigami. She's good. Let me equip her on someone. Yeah, just put her on Sane because magic, right? You know? Maybe once the Shikigami give more stats, we'll switch them around for the stats a little bit too. But right now, we're using them just for the skills primarily. Okay, so this guy is the Futara Orochi. I think these bosses don't have proper descriptions, by the way. I think they're just, I think it says, like, area boss or something like that, unfortunately. I don't think they ever got, like, proper bios, sadly. I don't know if anything's gonna work on these. Like here. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna attack with Remilia. She's just here to stab things and do damage. That thing has 1500 HP. I might be able to debuff its stats, though. It's probably weak to water. Do the usual here, right? Okay, it resisted the, resisted topple. It is in fact weak to water. If it decreased, good. It attacks twice. It's charging something. So last turn, I don't know what you did. You just... Oh yeah, you used Falcon Slash, okay. Alright, may as well just do Fist Smash, I guess. Yeah, let's heal Sane. Maybe after this turn, depending on what it does, I'll need to use my AoE heal too, but we'll see. I don't know what it's going to do exactly. So I've actually never done a full playthrough of the PC version of DODW before. Just the Switch version a couple times. Ooh. Oh, yeah, so it tutorializes this a little bit too. Oh, so this thing can actually be blinded, you're saying. Okay, nice. That's good. I'll try that then. Because I do have that. I kind of considered trying it initially, but I wasn't sure if it would work, you know? I mean, I could clear the permanent, or I could just heal myself. I'll risk healing myself, I guess. Poison's a permanent, so we'll try that. I'll try to heal my actual HP next turn. Okay, it worked. Nice. I want to check, by the way. Yeah, so you can't even see what it's gonna, like, do or what it's weak to here. Something I really like about Labyrinth of Total Tri is you can see, like, resists and stuff like that. So, like, you know what can and can't work. You don't have to waste time trying every ailment on every boss. It's incredible. Love it. Okay, my drink is done. And this thing is totally neutered. Still blinded. Is it not gonna tell me how long those are on for? It would in DOS. Maybe not here. Gotta get used to this being a different game. Yeah, Byakuran has really high status infliction. With high dex or pot or whatever it is that you need for that. That's like essentially her specialty. I think she's like one of the top in that stat in this game. So I guess she's good against bosses in that sense, but not really as amazing in random battles, because typically you're just gonna kill stuff there instead of, you know, going for the long game on it. Clearance, okay. Oh, good, good. Fail charge. Wow. We got so much stuff from that. Nice. Okay. Hard save real quick, and then let me check skills and stuff. So, alright. Got anything else? Impale charge. Details. Okay, so that's row, which entered the menu by mistake. You don't have anything. You can't use stuff with a staff anyway. Staff is technically a blunt, but you still can't do it. And we mastered, like, those a little bit as well. Nice. Okay. Good. So are you guys still learning anything from your weapons? Is there anything else you can do to learn anything else? Probably not, right? Like swords. This early on, we obviously don't really have much to work with. Let's see, for the spears. Step 5, you have step 4 so far. You can get stuff from this spear, though, actually. Which is actually better anyway. Yeah, we'll switch to this one for now. You can learn some stuff from that. Mace, Strike 5, you're almost there. Battle Shovel. Oh yeah, let's take that off Sunny so you can learn what that has, too. I like learning all the stuff as we go, honestly. It'd be kind of cool if the staves, like, had some buff or something that you could apply to yourself. Something would be nice, you know? For sure. Kind of a shame. Okay. Alright. Nice. And another save. Why not? Always save. Save often in this game. Please. Ding. Oh, so that down there is just like a rare enemy. I forget if those were in the original game or not. But they have like variants, like recolors or sprite edits of enemies that are harder. So they're not quite the same as the mini bosses, but they're also cool. And these ones actually have dialogue, like bestiary entries, I believe. So they're cool. You had to look into them. Okay. So now they're just easier to find, which is good. I don't know why I don't need to use that. Yeah. That's definitely a thing in GUS, the super brutal encounters just being out of nowhere. Like, the Hydra, for example, is just something that if you don't have the party for it, if you don't have Aya ready with that one fan skill, you die. 100% you die. There's no way around it. It's not like, oh, I'll power... No, you die. You die. You don't power through it. You're dead. You're dead, kid. You're dead. It's just kind of ridiculous. GOS is a funny game. Got the gold going again. Obviously, the strong guy here is the Munen Kaita. In the back there. Which HP you got? 275. That's nothing. That's nothing. I'll Master Spark you, sure, why not? Let's use it. I don't really think we need to go this overboard on it, but I might as well go a little bit overboard on it. Take it a little bit seriously. I mean, it does kind of resist stuff. It's got some defensive stats, that's for sure. Nice. Okay, so that's a single buff that decreases both, which is really... Byakuren. Oh. Oh, it heals a little bit in the, probably dark, I assume. It's okay, we can just kill it now. Just bonk it a little bit, it'll die. Nice. Never a drop or anything, but good XP at least. And I got... Oh, we got mats actually, that's nice. And Aya got her AoE lightning. The Alvarez thing was a little bit useful for this, honestly, it's kind of nice. Otherwise, I guess I could see someone maybe missing that. I shouldn't be running from all the encounters, I guess. Girl, I haven't even seen the Taki AO yet. Oh yeah, do they have like a thing that lowers the cooldown of thunder skills? Those passives are always really, really good to get. Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason for it. Are they wooden statues or something, I think? That's probably it, right? If I had to guess. It's a little bit goofy. Okay. More gear. Once I get to like the next area or so, I'll check the vestry again and see. I think, is there something in that cave, like a cutscene? I think there might be. No. Hold on, I want to get that item down there. Not from here. Do I go through the cave or something? Oh, I see it. It's over there. Okay. Got it. I mean, yeah, they're weak to fire. That's for sure. Everyone uses Bone Crush. Wait, no, I think I used Falcon Slash on the turtle by mistake. I was gonna say, I don't have 2 Bone Crushers in the party, I only have Byakugan. Wait. It's up through here, okay. Wood Garter. Let's throw it on someone. Generally, like, I don't think much about the shields until, like, a typical boss fight comes. And then, like, if I wipe to a boss fight, and I really need the extra help, I'll optimize my shields, basically. But, at this point of the game, it doesn't matter. We only have 3 anyway, I think. So, but it's irrelevant, entirely. Shields are, like, one of the last things to really optimize in the team. They're very much specialty things, typically. Otherwise, they're just for lucky, like, protection every now and again, maybe. Maybe just mash through this one. I don't really know exactly what possessed me to play DoD specifically. When Dylan was streaming Sticker Survival earlier today, I did request and queue up a DoD song in his, like, bot playlist thing. So I wonder if that's how I got the idea in my head. I wonder if I would have done it if I hadn't done that. I'm not sure. Hard to tell. The mind is a twisted thing, forcing me to play RPGs I've already played several times over again. Truly a twisted thing. I don't think there's even anything else on the screen, is there? I don't know why I'm walking over here. I'm wasting my time. This is not Dawson. This is not Toho Maiden. That I have no idea. You'd have to ask someone with, like, the ability to code that kind of thing that can, like, make it into that part of the data, which I don't think is really accessible openly. So probably really hard, honestly. Probably really hard. The map data, no one has a way to read that stuff. I don't think Hachikuma can even really read that stuff. Oh yeah. Alright, hopefully this battle isn't difficult because I picked the scary red encounter right off the bat. I'm gonna try Byakugan spell card actually. Let's see. In fact, yeah, let's just use a lot of spell cards here. Let's just blow everything here. I won't bother with using that one because it probably won't go off first. Actually, SP 180. Yeah, no, probably not. Yeah, it's the priest I'm worried about in the back, of course. But if I AoE enough, hopefully I'll deal with, you know, like half of her health and take out the other enemies at the same time, probably. That's my wish here. Okay, that. The lesser vampires. Oh, thank goodness that didn't hit. Please don't control one of my characters this early in the game. I'm only 3 hours in. It's too early for mind control. Yes, it landed. Nice. Okay, good. Okay, we didn't kill any of them. The lesser vampire is still full. She's got a lot of health too. Over 200. We did just come into, like, another area, of course, that is significantly stronger. Okay. Yeah, she's pretty strong, that's for sure. I need to use Minariko's AoE heal and hope that I can get it off in time for that matter. I'm gonna do the silly thing with Marissa here. Good. Don't vampirize Remelia, that's just weird. You're getting like sloppy seconds on that blood. Oh, she's not dead. Oh, no, I wiped. I fully wiped. It's okay, I got an achievement for it. Intended. Okay, so you gotta claim these here as well. One of those games. 40, okay, nice. Can we actually make anything with... okay, fine, Corin, I'll talk to your stupid pot. I can make these, okay. I mean, yeah, let's make at least one of these, maybe. This one has, like, way more attack than the others, but it's really inaccurate. I might make... I mean, really, like, my main physical attacker right now is Remelia, let's be real, so I might make that. Strength. Slay Tsukumogami, which is nice. I mean, I can make 2 of them. So I'll make everything except the sword, I think. Go with that. Once I get another relic, I can make the sword too. Right, but saying that, Remelia still has this on right now, and I still want to learn that stuff. So I can't put this on quite yet. So it has to wait. Byakurin... I can give her this... Well, no, I might as well just keep this on until she learns this stuff. Yeah, she's burst shocked. She's learning. She's gonna get something else at strength 5, so keep that on. You're fine. We don't have any other swords. These are the only 2 swords we have. Short sword and long sword. Thanks. And they're split among them, so okay. Yeah, more AoE is really, really good for sure. Good to have. Okay. Instead of going back to Makai, let's go to the Great Toad's Pond. Giant Toad's Pond, rather. Let's go here. I think you're supposed to go here before. I think this place is like lower difficulty. Again, the game is kind of open-ended, but still. Great Water Flea. So this thing is a Majinian or whatever they're called. I forget exactly what it is in not Majinian, just Mijin, I think. The reason I say Majinian is because I was going to talk about something. I didn't heal the party, by the way. No, I did. They're good. So in Mega Man X6, not a very good game at all. But there's a boss named Infinity Majinian, and you're gonna be like, what the hell is a Majinian? It's a weird bastardization of Water Flea, the Japanese word for Water Flea. They just kept it as is. But, I mean, they did the same thing with Boomer Kawanger in X1. So, I don't know. They were just doing some weird stuff, really, honestly. Mist Robe. Okay. Item. Ooh. I want that. Nice 10 physical attack. That's huge at this point in the game. Oh, Yokai Mountain. What are these crows doing here, eh? Forget about it. Also, I wonder how Yumiko's attack stat is actually growing. Like, I feel like she's probably not going to be our permanent middle of the party physical attacker, right? How's she looking right now? 32 physical attack, 28 strength. Obviously, Remelia has more because I just gave her like a big thing, but Remelia has 41 strength. God. She's not even getting much from these guys at all. So yeah. Ryuga's just kind of there because we needed someone there, honestly. Yeah, she's kind of an all-rounder as far as her stats go, huh? Maybe she's got good HP or something. I don't really know. Okay, we gotta go on the thing. Can't tell you how many times I've been through this early part of the game. I mean, I can. I think this is like time number 5? 4? I think 5. I'd probably say 5. This is probably my 5th time through this part of the game. Omura Kasagotto. I'll read through all these shortly. This guy's going to be a bit more reasonable than the other fight, for sure. Definitely. What is this weird thing again? Jason. Yeah, Jason. Jason. I don't think I ever asked him why this guy's called Jason. I forget if I found out or not. Oh, he's a beast, so he's weak to fire. Beasts are weak to fire, typically. I think this guy's only in DoD, right? He's not in GOS? Jason? Yeah, he's only in DoD. I don't know what Jason's deal is. I cannot tell you. As far as like source commentary goes, I only have it for GOS, like I said. So if like an enemy that's in both games comes up, I can maybe say something on it, but Jason's kind of a mystery. I didn't ask about stuff I really didn't need to know about, like if I didn't need it for translation, so... Hey, we got workshop. Okay. But we still gotta keep that honor so she can learn whatever the level 5 skill for that is too. Okay. Send Pokecontaku. Yeah, the other one was just like the harder recolor of these guys. But yeah, so preemptively got my like documents for these games up. Alright, this way is probably just gonna lead to the other entrance. I'm not sure, but I wanna go check. Oh, Dark Hand me. I know in GOS, those skills are kind of worthless, because you only get them, I think, on... That's what you're after, I forget which. I wonder if they're actually any good at all in this game, like hand skills. Because you can get them on different Shikigami and stuff. So obviously they're a bit more flexible, you can put them at anyone. Yeah. Okay, so we're just at the other entrance now. I thought so. I don't really know why there's 2 entrances a couple screens apart, but it's how they chose to do it, so... Oh well. The Star Hand can be useful. Okay. I guess that means that all of them can be. Ichirin has the hand skills, so maybe we'll try him out. Who's Ichirin on right now? She's on Yuyuko. I should really switch that. I should really put her on, oh yeah. Yeah, why does Rin really have these at all? It's weird. I don't know. Byakurin should have them. Probably, huh? So she can inflict stuff. Yeah. That'd make a lot more sense. Here, you can take Ichirin. And just so you're not lonely, Yuyuko, you can take this squid that I found in a vending machine. So you can counter every now and again, maybe. And because you probably resist death anyway, right? Maybe? I don't know if that's a thing, like, inherently. Probably not, but... It'd be funny if Yuko got hit with death in this game, so let's give her Ikabose-chan. So she can get hit by death and get insta-killed. Fucking Bengal. Reply. So yeah, now Remelia has these. So their multiplier is just normal. So that's fine. So it's like a regular basic attack, but we'll do the extra elemental damage too. It actually also inflicts stuff though, so that's cool. See if you can one-shot this guy with it, maybe. Oh, is that... Wait. So you're telling me that statue is a plant, but the wood golem is a Tsukumogami. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I'd like to see I'd like to say I see what you're doing here, but I really don't. You're just all over the place. Funny stuff. I want to watch Reply. I want to see if it does anything. Alright, that's not bad. Yeah, Jason is indeed weak to fire. I didn't check before, but I figured I was right. Counter. Okay, Sure. Kind of a weak counter, but like it's just a regular attack, right? Regular attacks aren't gonna do much right now. You only do as much as your weapon allows them to. Chasers have always been really, really strong in the right hands, like someone who really knows how to use them. I know people who totally swear by them. I usually don't really invest in them too much. But I think I definitely undersell them a little bit. Okay, there's anything else over on this side, I gotta leave. I don't know. I might be thinking of GLS when I'm like saying that people swear by them sometimes. Maybe they're just not as good in DoD. Okay, so I came from here. Oh, just looking at the map, guys. Look at the enemies first, I guess. Yeah, that was always kind of the thing for me. I want to say there's Shikigami in here that increase your, like, chases? Like, your number of chases or something, maybe? Isn't that a thing? I don't know offhand, but I feel like it is. Oh, hi. Rare encounter again. Nice. Let's slash you. Sure, we'll do that. I guess I can try to do something like blind everything. Let's use Byakuren for what she's good at, right? I don't really know what else these things would do besides the physical attacks, like dissolve or digest or whatever. I assume that's physical. Okay, and most of them just died anyway. Oh, it has breath. I mean, breath is physical. I could have blinded that. Oh no. Oh no. If only the Byakuren wasn't slow. Okay. Now we just need to kill this thing before we all die to poison. Okay, this actually, hold on. Wait. I am using Autumn Sky. I'm definitely using Autumn Sky. I don't need Miracle Hakudo right now. That is so worthless right now. Honestly, I think Ice Chill is probably going to do more than a Master Spark. Because it's a weakness. Sanae doesn't have, because I used the AoE one. Damn. Okay. You use something from here then. Ooh. It's cool. Yeah, you know what? Hold on. Let's use that on Marissa so she gets to cast, what Water Bolt? Ice Chill twice. Oh. Didn't even need to. Good. Nice. Whacked. Okay. That was a lucky find. Oh, fine, I'll get rid of this guy too. Scram enemies, I'm trying to find out where I'm going. Nice. Okay. Alright, does this go... Okay, it's for a chest. Alright, well, I'm glad I came over here. Steel. Okay, sure. Check something. Okay. Got it. Alright, so that's all that's up over this way. Oh wait, no, I can go over here. It's where I came from initially. Oh, but I can go from the upper right. Okay, I see. Let's go that way. What's over here though? It looks like there's nothing. Oh no, you can go over there too. Alright, let's go there first. It's probably a dead end, right? So let's check there. I feel like generally we're going to the right here. I think you get Nitsuki at the end of this section, I'm gonna say. Like somewhere up at the upper right. I think that's the case. What will we find over here? More enemies. Please, there's too many. I wish I could just do Kari past them. I wish I could just crash the game past them. frog is so evasive. Good. How is Byakuran's status on learning whatever wish that she gets from this, by the way? Oh, she just hit strike 5, so it's nowhere yet. I see. Okay. Is that the only chest here? Let me do a scan. No, there's 3. Oh my god. There's a lot of stuff here. Who's Ikebose-chan? He's the circle mascot. He is a mental player. Okay, I'll put that on someone. It's just resist, but sure, I'll just stick it on someone anyway. There's still another chest on the screen, apparently. Must be up over this way. This is the only way I haven't looked. Besides the upper right, which I think is progress. Oh, I can go over here. The screen is terrible. This is huge. Oh, that just goes back over here. Why? Eh. Oh, well, there's the item over there. Oh, look. DoD continues the funny tradition of putting a single weak-ass enemy up in the upper left. Which I think is a Final Fantasy thing in the early games. And Hachikuma just thought it was so funny that they had it replicated all the time. It's like, here, for this encounter, you get a freebie. Just smack this guy and you're done. Alpine Stars. Who doesn't have gear yet? Okay, everyone has gear now. Is this medium gear? Yes, okay. It's worse. I guess I could put it on, like, you or something. Yeah, sure. In fact, wait, hold on. Mr. gives magic attacks, so Sane can take that. Okay, sure. I don't mind everyone going a bit slow. Generally. Again, it's the kind of thing I would rethink if a boss fight came up that I was struggling. But just generally, I'm just gonna put on, like, the higher numbers for random battles. Well, I shouldn't actually, though, because speed matters a ton in random battles. Oh, ow. See? Okay, I need to not mess around with that wood golem and just... I can't just have everyone attack him and do no damage. That's a really dumb thing to do. The Tengu... Yeah, he is weak to thunder, I thought so. Oh no, Sane's out of MP. Give me random battles. Oh, that thing survived. Oh no, I might not survive. Let's see, Yuko, you're slow. Oh, actually, in fact, yeah, you're so slow, just counter. Amelia is not slow, so do that. Player is the strongest element in the field, so use that on the Deuce. Just survive. Almost done here, I think. Maybe. Okay, good. Full swing, flashing pierce, and a morning star. Nice. Okay, hold on. So... I know you got new stuff. She got 2 new skills at once. Very good. And let's look at your stuff. So you have... you can get something new from the Javelin now, so I'm gonna put that back on you. All the sounds, like the positive reinforcement sounds, are very chef's kiss satisfying. They're good. Oh, I go over here. Okay, I see. Finally, we're leaving this screen. We're back over here now. The start, kind of. But also not really. It's okay. These guys are weak. They're the weakest daemons in the game. What do you need? My beloved. Juniper's probably the cat I see most every day because she sleeps on my desk for probably about half the day. That's good because I love her a lot. Okay. And we're there, we made it, finally. Obtained cucumber. Oh? Cucumbers? Why are there cucumbers here? Cucumbers near the water on the mountain. Teehee, that brings to mind a certain someone now, doesn't it? Come on, let's eat them already. They look really fresh and tasty. Gotcha. Eh. That looked like it broke off one of Remelia's wings, like that clicked through a little bit. A cage? What's going on? From the sky, you've got some real guts trying to steal my precious cucumbers. At last, I finally caught you, the culprits behind the incident. Wait, what? Do you really think the culprits would be down here stealing cucumbers? Huh? There's some, familiar faces. At least you're in there and I'm out here. What are you guys doing here? That's what I want to ask you. Why are we inside this cage, Nitori? Sorry about that. This incident's even got the mountain in a panic, you see. Because of that, even I got sent out to resolve it. I set up this trap in order to catch the culprits, but... Instead, you caught us. Yep, you got it. I can't believe we fell into a trap set with the culprits. That was really foolish of us. And of all things to draw us in, it was cucumbers. That's no surprise. We have a grow the tastiest cucumbers in all of Gensokyo after all. Haha. This isn't funny. Quit your blabbering and let us out of here. Yeah, let us out already. Okay, sorry. Hold on a second, I'll let you out. But you know, Sunny. Heh. What? Seeing you in there like that kinda makes it look like you're in an insect cage. Haha. Are you trying to make me mad? Sorry, I'm just messing around. This joke hits a lot better when it's Oku in there and they say it's a birdcage instead. But they wanted to like keep the dialogue the same as they could without rewriting it heavily. So they pretend that Sunny's like a fly or something because she's afraid with wings. Doesn't really work that well, but that's what they're trying for. Phew, we're finally out. It's great that you're trying to catch the culprits and all, but next time, check who's in your cage before you start gloating. Jeez. Yeah, sorry. In a way, however, meeting like this may have been fortunate. We both have the same objective, after all. The same objective? You mean you guys are trying to resolve the incident too? Oh, well, isn't that a coincidence? It's no coincidence at all. Not with an incident this large scale going on. Yeah. And you know, with how serious this incident is, I was just thinking that I was having a hard time on my own. So with that said, take me with you. Certainly, I don't mind. In fact, I'd like to formally ask that you join us. Yep, you can count on me. I developed a new weapon, and I'm gonna turn the culprits to ash with it. Hahaha. New weapon? Don't tell me you mean that dodgy thing you showed me a while back. Dodgy? Leave it to Nitori to make something sketchy. What do you mean, sketchy? Listen, this thing is a proper weapon of science. I got the idea from an outside world picture book I found at Muenzaka. Specifically, this cat robot's gadgets gave me hints. I call my new explosive weapon the Gensokyo Ender. Hey now, what's destroying Gensokyo going to do for us? It's just an expression, okay? The point is, it packs enough power to destroy Gensokyo. I'm feeling strangely uneasy about this. There's nothing strange at all. Nitori in the party. Okay, and we are done in this side area. Oh God. Okay, we go back to the shrine. So I assume Nitori's a better physical attacker than Yuriko. I mean, obviously she's not gonna be yet because she's level 1, right? But actually, she's got good dex, but no, her other stats gonna suck. So I guess Yuriko's gonna stay for now, for the time being. Okay. Let me go over the best series, then I'm gonna wrap up. So what else do we got? No dragons. The Deuce. Deuces are the lowest ranking daemons, also known as beast daemons. They're similar to foot soldiers, and there's an endless supply of them, but they're not very strong. Apostle. Bottom ranking angels that exist outside of the choir ranking. They exist as servants of other angels. They're weak due to still being angels in training. Kosenjo no Hi. Collections of mini Onibi, formerly soldiers that lost their lives in the battlefield. They're driven by grudges alone and have no physical bodies, making them difficult to deal with. Their name means Flames of the Ancient Battlefield. Daemon is kind of more correct in this case. In this game. I had a talk with the devs about it way back during the early stages of GOS, and I couldn't quote the exact details. But essentially, here's the thing. Demon and Devil are different. Akuma is Devil, and Daemon is Majin, which is very different. In Hachikuma lore, this is very much a Hachikuma universe thing. A Daemon, a Majin, is not necessarily evil. They include daemons, like these almost devilish-like things that you see here. And angels, I believe, are also technically daemons, but they're supposedly good ones. Daemons aren't by nature good or evil, but it's kind of weird how they're grouped. I would have to look up our old conversations to give you a proper explanation on this, and I don't feel like doing it right now, right before I'm wrapping up. But it makes sense in this game to call them daemons. In other games, not really. Basically, Hachikuma games are weird. And there is lore on this. Their whole thing with daemons runs back to like their older pre-Strawberry Bells games even. Like their enemy classes and stuff go back to their older RPGs, and they're pretty consistent with them. A red symbol monster, a type of Onibi similar to the Kosenjo no Hi. Their name means regretful will-o-wisps. What else we got? Immortals. Medusa Head. So I think in the original fan translation of GOS, these guys were called Transcendents or something. Because I think their class name is Choetsu, which means like to ascend. But I asked like Hachikuma about it, and it's supposed to be like immortals. It's like liches and stuff I think are included in here. Yes. This is the traditional spelling of Medusa. And this is a game all about different monsters of different cultures, so I use the traditional spelling. Deal with it. Monsters consisting only of heads with snakes for here, similar to Medusa. Their tendency to knock you into pits when they damage you makes them quite the stress-inducing foes. You'll also see stuff like Centaur being written as Centaurus, which is the classical word for centaur. Nurse. A nurse dueling her teeth as weapons. Yes, you read that right. Maid. Maid serving some sort of master. Popular symbols of Moe. These are the type of maids you'd see in Akihabara, not the traditional old-style ones. Maids are combat specialists for some reason and command all sorts of secret skills. That's probably a Hachikuma thing too. Wood Golem. Golems made of wood. They're more tree than golem though. And they're Tsukumogami. Yokai Mountain Crow. Crows living in Yokai Mountain. Just ordinary crows, but the Tengu have trained them to act as their servants. We already saw this. Jason. Please, someone. Does anyone know who Jason is? Jason the dog? Is this a reference to something? It probably is. I should really ask them. I'm super curious. A beloved dog brought back to life as a cyborg by a scientist. It's now a literal killing machine equipped with mini weapons and a skeletal frame hard enough to deflect even bullets. So please some developers. I'm sure it's not one of the devs' dogs. It's probably a reference to like a movie or a game or something, right? It's too specific to not be. Land turtle, aka a tortoise. Their incredibly hard shells make them difficult to damage with physical attacks. Turtles end up as bosses quite often for some reason. Utada Orochi, the area boss of the Waterfall of Nine Heavens. Thanks. Senpoku Kanpaku, giant toads said to appear at the bedsides of the dead, whose souls they're said to protect. Kamen Rider? Maybe, that kind of sounds viable. A red symbol monster. Homura means flames, and Kasagoto is supposedly the name of a toad god. Undead. Already got all those. We missed an enemy here. Hornet. The word Hornet was used frequently in the names of American warships. World War II's USS Hornet is especially famous. Besides that, there are many fighter jets, helicopters, tanks, and even motorcycles that use Hornet in their names. Notice how it says nothing about the actual enemy or insects in general. Hachikuma or at least someone there at Hachikuma is a big fan of like World War like USS. No, I don't know what it stands for. No, I'm a failure of an American, fake American. They're a big fan of like jets and like tanks and stuff, like World War II weaponry, things like that. So you'll see a lot of that stuff. United States ship, really. United States ship Hornet, huh? USS sounds so much cooler. Atago Gongen, the god of the many Atago shrines located throughout Japan. Atago Gongen is a combination of various beliefs and is said to have a tengu-like appearance. The name Atago is used often all over, such as in Mount Atago, the Atago district in Tokyo, and again, various shrines. What a great water flea. Really big water fleas. Thanks. Takireo, wooden statues with the appearance of a claw. It's unclear why these even count as yokai. It is unclear why they're even in the game, yes. Good point. Okay. And unfortunately, that's all we have in the bestiaries so far. There's a lot more to go, but that's all we have so far. We can skim through these. Rumia learns mostly dark magic and exclusive skills, but also learns lick, which ups the Orbella. And I'm not gonna read all these. I'm just gonna skim through them just to see like what makes them unique. Eat speed buff, that's nice. Yeah, eventually Minarika will get some light magic, which will be nice. Ichirin, I don't really know what Ichirin does. She's just kind of there. The physical Shikigami tend to stick out less than the elemental ones. Except for ones like Platinum Crusader, which is just Star Platinum. He's pretty good. I think he has like a multi-hit buff or something to make multi-hit attacks hit more. You know, because ora ora ora, which he gets as a move, I believe. He's pretty good. He's funny. I like him. But then again, I'm a JoJo fan. Rose-chan. That again is supposed to be an M dash. And I really wish this had gotten fixed. I think I fixed it in the files and they probably just didn't push the update. So it's whatever. And I think everything after this is probably the DLC Shikigami from here on out, if I had to guess. It's like 62 to 67 area. Okay. So, a good start. We don't have any more recipes yet, do we? Any more relics of the gods either. Yeah, we can't make really like anything this early on. I don't really want to bother making armor this early or shield. Not when I could save the materials for weapons instead, potentially. Okay, so I will wrap up there. I think that was a good first session. That was almost 4 hours after all. Okay. HMS, His Majesty's ship. That's actually pretty cool. But isn't the UK all about the Queen? Isn't Her Majesty's ship? Since when? The UK doesn't really have kings anymore, does it? It's always been Queen? Japan ship is so boring. That's pretty lame. They should be like JSS, Japan's super ship. JSDS, Japan's super duper ship. Okay. There we go.